see if that happens.
You in a band, or you just play with your girl, like just fuck around, or?
My girl is like, she used to play violin.
Same girl from last year?
No.
Oh, different one? Violin can fucking be sick.
That girl is interesting. No, the new girl is, my girl is, I met her last year at a festival, and then started hanging out with her and her best friend, and it was actually funny, I was going for her best friend.
Her breast friend?
Her best friend.
I think you said breast.
Well, they're best friends too.
It's going for her breast friend.
They both got the boobies. But I was actually, like, I liked her friend, and I friend-zoned her and went for her friend, and never got anywhere with that. And then her friend ended up talking to this other dude who was in, like, our group of friends, and
Not the other one?
and then the other one was, and then we were all hanging out together, and then it ended up just me and, like, her a lot of the time. And she got drunk a couple times, and I let her crash at my mom's house.
Right. That hasn't happened to me in a while. All the last women that I've been with, I met online. Like all except,
really?
Well, no, the second last one I met at a race here in Buffalo. But it's just so much easier, and I write a lot, and I don't know. I'm in weird fucking shape. I don't know how I'm gonna find a real one, because I get dirty with these chicks, and like if they're online dating, like even if they're hot, they're still kind of like a little lonely by that time.
Right.
You know, they haven't gotten what they want. I figure like, so it's really surprising how many and how often women will just let go. And it's like, you can't get a disease from it. I mean, I want to be out like having great sex with great women, but if the option is nothing or that, I'll say, yeah, maybe I'll tell you the thoughts that are on my mind, and if you get super fucking excited, that really makes me feel good. Like, it's not the same thing, but it's better than probably a lot of the sex that I've had, which wasn't as good as the best, you know, the shit that isn't as good as the best. I mean, depending, everyone's different.
Yeah, dude.
And some people can just enjoy all of it completely, but not me.
It's better when you're in a relationship.
Or even if you have a real connection, like, I don't know if this next girl, I don't know if we're gonna end up in a relationship. It's been so completely sexual, but we have like some kind of feelings from all the talking. So if we do, it'll be much closer than it would be if you like met a woman in a bar and fucked her. Like, so
yeah,
it could be really
not my style. You need a bar or take her home, but like,
I actually can't just fuck. I can't do it, and I mean,
I've only done it one time, and I told myself after that, I was like, well, I'm not doing that again. And that was retarded. It was just, yeah.
People can. I'm sure people can do it. Like, you know,
do it.
And they're the kind of people that probably.
But guess what? It hurts them.
Yeah, they become lesser, and they probably can't have the real shit. Like, they probably focus on that.
They focus on getting laid so much that they don't ever open themselves up enough for a real relationship.
Right. And we're animals, but we're not just animals. We're unjust animals.
Some of us.
Unjust animals need to make love, not just. Yeah, I can't even focus. I really need to get work. I mean, it's all right. Whatever. It's the middle of June, and I'm not gonna build anything all summer. I'm just working with words. But I have other shit. Like, I need to get some shit done before it gets cold, because I want to be really building this winter, and I don't have enough financing yet. So but for the moment, I'm just like, if you can't focus, you can't focus. If a chick is hot and like get a fucking jerk off 12 times in 4 days, fuck it, you just do it.
What are you endeavoring to write?
Like, ultimately, like, what am I trying to finish? I mean, or like, it's all the same. It's all the same thing.
What were you trying to do today? Like, are you writing about food? Are you writing?
No, I'm writing about democracy. I'm like with a Z. Like my business and my vision, like a manifest version of a philosophy in like a concrete venture.
Okay.
Hopefully brought about by properly writing an adventure, you know, a choose your own, something where people can go through it and be like, that was a fucking sick story. Like, you took me to a place where maybe I've never been, and when I got there, it wasn't depressing, because in this world, dystopias outnumber utopias 99-1, because dystopias you can look down on and you can fear them. Like a story that leads to something really happy can be depressing for people, because this is as good as it gets. right here, right now. And it's not, I mean, life is all right. It can be great, but it's like a bunch of fucking shitty buildings with a couple, you know, nice architectural structures and just everyone going to work every fucking day to...
Make enough money to pay for their own place and their own car.
And they're working to make money to buy shit from other people that are working to make money to buy shit. And
other people. Yeah, exactly. It's this whole wonderful chain of economics that the world, that the people in higher power have set up.
It's like an infinity chain. It's just fucking...
Yeah, they figured out the energy loop. They figured out how to do it. The problem is that there's so much energy leaking through the cracks that it's failing.
And there's no they. Like there's a they, but you know there's no they to attack or stop.
No,
it's not a thing. Like it's a bunch of like thousands or a couple million powerful people who now feel accredited by the existing system. And that alone is enough to fucking corrupt you. Like just getting successful the way it is enough to fucking corrupt you because it's a fucking there's way too much unnecessary injustice.
Once you get the money, you don't want to let it go.
Yeah, it's not even like you just don't want to be down here with us. You know, like once you're up, you don't want to come down to earth for real because it's for most people it's shitty.
Yeah.
I think religion exists just to make a prohibition on suicide so more people stay alive. I think the best thing for me is to I haven't done it, but it's to really I talk about it, is to focus on a kid's book and write like Dr. Jesus, a little bit of Jesus and a little bit of like Dr. They're both ridiculous as fuck, right? I mean, they're two of the most ridiculous creatures ever invented. But stuff that's a little too deep, the kind of stuff that a lot of parents will be really pissed off if they find their kids reading like when they're 11, like. I told you not to fucking read that. Like, this guy's not right. You know, the things he's saying, they're impugning a lot of our views. And I sometimes I think just go for a small audience. Just go for, like, really smart kids and be like, struggle. Don't even have, like, too deep to go viral. But to reach someone, you know, just to reach enough to affect them. Because I'm hoping to be, like, I want to build a business, and like a family business. And I'm one of those fucking lunatics who wants to build a community, you know, to try to show other communities, like, you're doing it wrong. Like you got a sucker and a fucker and a sucker and a fucker and a sucker and a fucker and a sucker and a fucker, and it all balances out. And the fuckers are always taken from the suckers. The fuckers are always taken from the suckers. So the people that give, they get nowhere. They just fluff up fuckers.
Right.
Like it's just I call it net givers and net takers. I mean, there's many books about the basic subject, but
there's networkers.
Networkers. Yeah, I mean, networkers. That's a good name too. I mean, they're kind of silly names: net giver, net taker, networker. But a networker really is like what most of us are. Like we're working more than we're getting. We're net workers. We're not net fucking compensatees.
Right. Yeah, dude. Like for instance, right now, my job, I work at Don Tequila.
Right.
They just reopened.
Which is that one?
It's the one. It's in between Delaware and Franklin. They
okay.
They got shut down for like 6 months because they had a bunch of people illegally working here.
I had a nice fucking drink and some nachos over there one night. It's good shit.
It's not
huge
a bad
motherfucker.
by any means.
Why'd they get shut down?
They got shut down a while ago because they had like their entire kitchen staff and a bunch of the servers were all illegally.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like they shut down for 6 months. I was the first server they hired. I was actually on the first day.
American?
The first day, it was me and the manager for the entire dining room. And that
Really?
dining room needs like 3 or 4 servers. If
Right.
it's full. So,
did it get busy that day? Like,
it was the opening day, dude. It was fucking
Excuse me.
insane. We hired like 2 other servers on the spot. Like, they
From
came
customers.
in. Dude, it was... Thankfully, those 2 servers were actually good.
Right.
But it's been a real struggle, and they're very disorganized. And actually, it was... so today I went in. I was scheduled. I just got back from this festival. Today was my first day back to work. Came in. They have a full serving staff on, and I'm like, well, why? I'm on the schedule. Why is there another guy here?
What's up?
How's it working out for you over here? What's this? Battery?
That's my super battery. That allows. That's the only reason I was ever at Aroma was power, really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would use internet occasionally, but mainly it's just electricity.
Yeah.
How you been?
Pretty good.
You got the short hair going, huh?
Yeah, I got the short hair.
Summertime, nice.
It does feel nice.
How's your son?
He's good. Just graduated middle school.
Damn, getting up there.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's pretty cool.
Going through that adolescence, huh?
Yeah.
I know it's coming so fucking soon. My daughter's not gonna be 8 in a month, and it's like,
No, it kind of stands still around 10 for
for a little
few.
while. I mean,
Yeah.
but still, 5 years is not really a long time,
No,
you know.
it's
Like
not.
it seems like forever, but as I see the months go by, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to like wait too long to be prepared for them, you know, when it comes time to start approaching adulthood.
I wouldn't worry about it. Wait till they're like 12 and then panic about it.
I'll start panicking at 11.
11, okay. Think of it as like a problem that future Alex will have to go and deal with.
It's always, everything is a problem future Alex will have to deal with until I'm
Yeah,
fucking dead.
Well,
Future
I
Alex.
gotta go up to Niagara Falls, so.
All right, stop by one day. I usually have 2 chairs out here.
Yeah, I've seen you around every so often, but not as much as I thought that I.
It's a lot. It's just timing.
Oh, it's
I've been
fine.
out here a lot. Yeah,
Oh,
I like
okay.
have to actually sit in the shade so I don't burn my face and fucking.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've burned my face, but I want to. I don't know. I'm a little superficial. I want some good pussy, so I'm trying to look my best, you know.
That's yeah. Sure. Why shouldn't you?
Damn right.
All right, Alex.
See ya.
So I came into work today, and I guess the guy who was there who was not scheduled
Right.
is like the new assistant manager that got hired while I was not there.
You were the assistant manager?
No. I was.
Oh.
No, I'm a server, but there was a new
Different.
assistant manager that was hired. And apparently, he was serving that day. And I
Right.
was like, all right, well.
You mean in your kind of in your
in my
place, so he was
place,
taking
right.
your money, like extra
Right.
money. Like,
But so I played. This is how I played it. I called the manager and was like, "Hey, there's 3 servers on, and one of them I guess is named Dave, and he's the new assistant manager because I got that information from another server."
right.
And he was like, "Oh yeah. I guess he came in this morning. He didn't talk to me, so I already know there's a communication breakdown."
Right.
So I'm like, "All right, well that's fine. Can I just come in later? Because he was scheduled for later today." And my manager says, "Yes, that's fine." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll see you at 4:30."
All right.
This works out for me in a couple of ways. One, I get the dinner shift, which is way more money.
Right.
And 2, it puts me at an advantage because now, yet again, and this has happened to me a couple times where they schedule too many people and then someone has to go home.
Right.
It's happened to me like at least twice. And I'm usually the guy that's like, that's fine, I'll peace out and come back later, or I'll peace out and not come back to work. I'm cool with taking a day off.
Right.
Because I'm not like as money hungry as the rest of the people. So I told him I'd come back in at 4:30, and then I pieced out, and then I went to the Saturn Club because I ran into one of the people I used to work with there.
Right.
And
How's the money there? Real good?
The money there sucked.
Really?
Yeah, I only got paid $11 an hour, and none of the members are required to tip me.
Really?
Yeah.
They just figure they're paying it off, so fuck it.
Right. They pay out the ass to members there. They pay
Right.
it's like $1,000 down payment and $200 a month, and you have to go and eat there at least twice a month, which is like $200. Probably collectively for 2 meals, depending on how many people you bring. But anyways, so
Kind of want to open
there.
one of those for poor people, though. A
So
country club for poor
Right,
motherfuckers.
a poor club. Poor club. So I went in there to talk to the one chef who works there because the other chef that I had talked to said that he works tomorrow, and this other chef is like a head chef at this other smaller private club
Right.
that I had served at before. So I was like, all right, I want to see if I can get back in the door there. So I went to go see this other chef.
Right.
I ended up waiting for like an hour for him to come in for his shift at 2 o'clock. And then it's like a little bit after 2, so I asked one of the server girls to go grab him from the kitchen for me that I remembered her name from before when I worked with her. And she did, and he comes out in a huff, says, "Why the hell are you coming in here asking for me? You're making me look bad. Get the hell out of here." And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any stress. I'll take off. It's no problem. I apologize."
You were supposed to meet him?
No, I wasn't supposed to. I was told he was going to be working, and I went to see
Right.
him. So I was there without any kind of invitation. So
Oh,
I understood where everyone was coming from. I wasn't really that offended when he said it. I just apologized and took off. Now this could play out two ways. One way is that, you know, they never talk to me again. I keep living my life. One of the ways is the other way that could happen is he hits me up on Facebook later and apologizes for being rude, but he was at work and had to save face.
Right.
Kind of deal. So I'm hoping for number two, but I'm fine with number one. It's not that big of a deal. I don't work there anyways. It's not like
Right.
I'm hurt in any kind of way from, you know,
What's on with with
getting kicked out there.
Don Tequila's like?
Don Tequila's is just so disorganized
Yeah.
that I'm just like at a certain point where I want to work at a place that has their shit together. Like,
Who manages the place?
the same owner.
The
same
owner?
manages it, Sergio. He owns Pasión, Epic, Don Tequila, La Divina. He owns a bunch of places.
Are they all badly managed? I mean, or is he just not caring about?
But they
fucking-
hired a manager who's never managed a place.
He's
on
the
his
main
own.
manager, but he hires a manager
No,
for
like
Don
there's an
Tequila.
owner and then there's a manager.
Oh, the owner
Sergio's
doesn't
the
man.
owner. He's not really that involved.
No, he just
He
hired
was
a bad
involved
manager.
at the start, but he hired another manager to do like the run
Right,
the
right, right.
restaurant so that he can just like make sure all the restaurants are good. Because the owner has like got 5 places that he needs to figure out and make sure everything's good at.
Tell him the manager's not good. Like from your perspective, like he just is not performing very well. The place is disorganized, and you know if he's interested, you could start the process of learning carefully everything he does wrong.
Yeah, dude.
Fun.
Fuck being a manager. You know
I mean,
why?
if you get paid, I mean, if you tell, I mean, yeah,
You
managers
know
don't always
why?
get much money.
You know why I'm saying fuck being a manager? Because I can make more money serving than I can being a manager with a hell of a lot less responsibility and a way more flexible
It really
schedule.
shouldn't be that way. I mean, a good manager should not be making less than a fucking server.
Than less than a server.
The server
But
should
I
literally
can go
tip
in
that
there-
manager like, thank you for running this place so well that, like,
I
I'm gonna
can
make
tip
my
you.
money and it's way easier and it's less stressful and I don't mind giving you like 10% of my money because I made more because the place is running better and people are happier. Like, I don't
Exactly.
mind
That's where I
you
want it
getting
to
paid
be.
more than
But
me
you know
because you're
what?
doing the shit for us.
Personally, I don't got the experience to be a manager and I don't want to be one.
Right? I wouldn't do it.
I'm cool being a server.
If it was my place, yeah, not
But-
for some other motherfucker.
And you know, like, the owner's a decent guy and all that, but like, as far as like making their business a better place, I can focus on what I can do and what other servers can do, and I've kind of taken the position as like a step above the other servers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, other servers come to me with questions instead of going right to the manager
Right.
kind of guy. I have the manager code for the computer system. I'm the only server with it. So like, there's little things. I'm a leader among the servers, but I'm not trying to be a manager of the entire restaurant. Fuck that. I just want to make my money and get out of there. But it's coming to a point where if there's like I want to get a different serving job because there's been so many problems already, and it's like
When did it reopen?
4 weeks ago or something, and there's already been so many problems that I'm just like, so many problems have happened in 4 weeks. What's gonna go on if I'm here for 5 months? How many problems am I gonna have to deal with if I'm here for 5 months?
In the back, and I'm kind of a distance person. I like muscular.
Yeah.
I'm out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everyone will. I just say it more than like
It's all
at this
good.
point. Like I speculate, and sometimes it's like, you know what? I love a beautiful face, but just like a cute woman. She's cute and has a phenomenal body. That's not. I'm not talking butterface. Like I'm talking like fucking coconut oil face. Coconut oil is
Not a
great.
butterface.
I want to go work for coconut oil.
Yeah,
I want to
there
be
you
like
go.
the spokesman for coconut
No, you
oil.
know what
Like
you should do? Instead of
my
being a
head, my
spokesman, don't
teeth.
Be the spokesman. Be the photographer.
I wonder, like, can a company get away with doing let's say, no payment advertising, all done through the internet, and ranging all the way from G to X rated? Like, could you do that? Could you have be a company that literally made a video that went on a fucking porno site, like with a gorgeous woman just like putting all over herself, coconut oil everywhere,
Right.
and then just fucking the shit out of herself, and I'd like,
Here's the problem with that. Is the porn
and then
industry
selling
the
a
people-
taste of that shit.
Is the porn industry / people who are watching porn the target audience that you want to sell coconut oil to? Is that the right people to
No, but
attract?
they don't buy it yet. Yes, we do, because we have only 2% penetration in that market. So we want to get to like 13 to 18% penetration for like furious online masturbators, which is everyone. So, yeah, of course. I don't know what the hell we're talking about. No, I mean, I think that would be funny, like a movie. Like, I want to make these entertainments that are not TV shows. They're not movies. You know, they're basically skits,
Right.
You know, just stories. And it's more like all we have is the seed of an idea. We got a bunch of creatives sitting around a table, and if anybody like finds that amusing idea really powerful and has another idea and sees a sprout growing out of it, like take it for a day or 2 days, you know, sit down with someone else in the group, have a conversation, see if you can find a way to germinate it and create like something 9 minutes long that's amazing.
Well,
If not, move on to the next idea, like, but find the great stories by working really hard together and using this technology that we've been fucking blessed with. Like, I don't want to be Hemingway, fuck that. I don't want to shoot myself in the fucking head. I mean, sometimes I have. There's times when I was like, I wish I knew that I could just go to heaven as fast as possible. That's my book, by the way. It's just a guy who wants to go to heaven. Like, his mom made him believe that there's a paradise in space,
right.
like in the seventh dimension, and that like you're happy there, and somehow you like. There were people in heaven
Chain smoking everything.
during the Holocaust. Like, people were in heaven during the How did they feel? What was like the
Try these on for like 3 minutes.
What was now you make me want glasses that have like pages or something where I can like flip them and like just have all different filters. That would be kind of cool, like glasses with built-in filters.
Glasses with interchangeable filters.
I mean,
you could make like an easy pop-out kind of lens thing, but I don't know.
You need something like Geordi from Star Trek. You need something that's like totally regular across, so you can just like old school movie film, like a what are those things that you like that you look through and you click?
That is who's gonna wear it all the time.
Freaks. Oh no. Well, in the near
stuff like that. Sell it at festivals.
If you do them right, they go like this, and they come down. You get sound, you get silent disco, and you get visuals, and you get the creation of facial animation data. That's all you need. Silent disco, like augmented on top of reality, like enough that you can be in this world without dying, while simultaneously operating a character in a virtual environment. Like, so you don't want to go fully virtual when you're walking around the streets. You want enough overlay to function correctly. But those glasses, you know, we probably talked about this before. They capture your eyes and they capture your mouth and they capture your head. So once you've chosen and refined your avatar inside of the real virtual earth, the real virtual reality, then when you get this, it knows how you walk. Like, it walks much better than any video game character because you've actually trained it to do so.
Right.
You know, we've probably mailed you a $10,000 pair of glasses for a week when you buy a pair, when you join our like collective, which is a bunch of real world creatives creating content for virtual reality. Like, we have HPCs, human player characters. It's not Call of Duty where you're just shooting at other people. Like,
right.
These are characters that have special abilities. They're very smart. Like, and they will talk to you. It's their fucking job. Like, they live in the world. It's only 8 hours a day probably, or maybe 4 hours a day, because if you spend 8 hours a day inside of virtual reality, you better stop looking at it. You know, you better like be walking in a park, in the real world, not
Right,
and
that'll
like
fuck some people up long term if they're
you don't want them. Yeah, you can't go in it. The best characters aren't even in it. We would be like the best characters. Someone could walk up to us in virtual reality, and we would be sitting in any field we wanted, in any time in history, anywhere on the planet, and you might be a fucking triceratops, like chilling, not with a cigarette. Like the triceratops
not with a cigarette.
would have invented something though that was like a bubble blower, right? Like it got a taste of nicotine and it wanted it. Its brain had evolved like all the creatures in our virtual reality, and they're all smart. You know, like orcas are the smartest. Like, they have huge brains, but they can't create complex electronics, so orcas need us. Like, they're the key in my movie. This one orca called Myth Orca, it evolves. And it does the opposite of genocide, which is to make lots of orca babies. Like, it's just a pimp orca. Super enlightened, but he realizes, like, my brain evolved. Brain evolved. See, that's the problem. If his brain evolved, it wouldn't pass on. It would have to be the son of the, like, the mutation would have had to occur in the previous generation. In his balls. It happened in his dad's balls.
What about if there was an environmental evolution? You got to leave them on for a couple minutes. Like, do it while you're for that whole cigarette. Leave those glasses on. And then
I like the way it makes the screen look. It kind of like I have blue on black here. It really like That alone, it makes it nice, easier to focus on.
If you leave them on for long enough, well, they take out certain. They're like sunglasses, like they do like help your eyes be at rest. But it's also slightly mood altering because you're seeing purple, which is a calm color.
Right.
And then
I mean, I don't know that I'm disagreeing with you.
When you take them off, everything is super green. It's really cool, but you gotta leave them on for a minute. Really nice in the park on a day like today.
But these are almost like, obviously, whatever, Google Glass is stupid, but within 5 years, this is all you'll need. Like, it won't need to be any more obtrusive than this to perform an occupation in another world. Like, to make money in a game, all you need is glasses. I'm gonna be an orc and a massive dragon. Like, I'm grandfathering things in, like, with certain people if they help me work enough. Like, I'll allow them to bypass parts of the terms of service. Like, if they want to be so big that the servers can only handle them on their own private island plus one other character, I don't give a shit. Go live on a fucking island that takes up all the server capacity where another person is like max headroom. Like, you can't even get full fidelity because like you're consuming the whole world you're in, and like they feel really inferior. Talking down to people is fun. If you get like flight rights, you know, if you achieve certain obstacles, and like you could take aerial perspectives. You could start flying. I think I love her. I just love so. You could start flying crowbots. You could start flying seagulls. You could start flying dronettes. Like, you could just take the perspective of advanced like pieces of virtual equipment, like drones, basically. And ultimately, you grow old inside of
Is it an
sensory.
accelerated time engine?
Well, it's accelerated, decelerated. What we're hoping to do is I mean, I probably should just go to fucking Google now. Like, I should literally just be like, I'm gonna be Google bitch. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, will you be my Google bitch? Will you be my secretary? You know, will you be that link between me and AI? Because I need one. You know, I don't want to address AI directly this decade. It's not sufficient. Like, you need a Google bitch. You know, and if
and did you know that the new Android technology is making better robots than we are? They have like AI creating robot technology and other AI, and it's like.
Well, it iterates, so like, and finds problems, right, and fixes it, you know, and changes. It evolves when it realizes that it can't accomplish. Yeah, they're fast as fuck.
Yeah, dude, shit's gonna be interesting when we get like real AI integration into like life.
But for a decade, it's gonna be human player characters. Like, I think people are gonna have someone out there in the world or something in the world that provides you with like legitimate visionary human assistance. In the beginning, a lot of it's just like, listen, you need to play this game, this version of life, and you need to tell us everything that you do and everything you spend. Like, we need the real data, and then we'll let you start flipping switches. We'll let you start touching shit and erasing it and watching like a little pile of gold building up, you know, in the corner. Like, what are you willing to get rid of when theoretically in front of you is like something you believe is a utopia? Like, what would you give up for a great life? And people, you got to find out, what will they swipe, you know? Swipe for a great life. You need to get rid of mad shit. Like, we're not going to tell you the first time you swipe through the app, like, what you should keep. And there's no, you should, you know? We shouldn't do anything. It's like what you are willing to decide, the decisions you're willing to make. People don't have a lot of proper facilitation of their ability to visualize, like, enlightened society or better states. Like, we can vaguely conceive of it, but what the fuck are we going to do? Like, we're not. If somebody's going to crowdsource something, they're going to like pay for a new tripod for a camera because they can see that actually happening. They understand the process by which it becomes manifest. But this is a deeply enslaved civilization. Like, most of us still believe in like Allah or Jesus, like, or that God literally fucked a married woman. I mean, not literally, but literally fucked a married woman because of what other people would think about her. So she could say her husband was like, what? That's the craziest story ever. How do you get away with that? Oh, it's so people don't kill themselves. I'm fucking nuts. I love it. Sometimes it's stressful. Like, my brain, I don't know. I get caught. Like, do I want to be creative until I'm 100? If I live that long, or as soon as I finish my work or publish one fucking kid story that makes sense from beginning to finish, can I just slow the fuck down?
I think people who are creative run into that question and then realized, you know what, I can't stop being creative because we don't know how well other people can be creative, and we need someone out there doing what we can do.
As many as possible. I mean, people are not.
Like, that's why I'll never stop playing music, dude. That's why I'm never gonna
I should
stop.
play music. More than consume it, I should play. Even just piano. Like, just fucking play. I used to. It's been a long time. I have a halfway decent keyboard at home, and I should learn and teach the kids at the same time. Like, I should get...
Because I teach piano and guitar. I've been playing piano for 20 years and guitar for 10. I teach both of those things. I just picked up drums, actually. I got a drum set for New Year's.
I played both of those. That dog looks almost just like my girl
Dog.
from years ago. Of course, I would be rollerblading by at 30 miles an hour high as fuck. Like, it wouldn't be like, dude, look at, she's got fucking, I mean, legs. She has legs. She has legs.
He has legs.
But it's nothing like...
I got a joke about that. So, this one, so there's this guy.
Putting my joke glasses back on.
So there's this guy, and he has a little brother, but his little brother was unfortunately born, and he was just a head. Like, literally just a head.
No body.
Just a head.
Right.
And so this big brother takes it upon himself.
I forgot it was a joke for a second.
Yeah. So he takes it upon himself to give his little brother, that's just a head, experiences that he wouldn't normally be able to experience because he doesn't have a body. Like, brings him to the zoo, brings him to parks, brings him to events, stuff like that. And everyone always thinks it's
How
weird,
does he
but
take
gets
him?
along with it. You know, his
In
little
like a
brother
basket?
appreciates it. No, he carries it. He carries the head.
Has he ever dropped it? Have you ever dropped it?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a case? He doesn't even have a life proof?
No, it's just the head is
Death proof?
self-sufficient.
A
Everything's
death
in the
proof,
head,
like
yeah.
just basic head protection.
No,
That's
there's
crazy.
No protection. It's just the
It's
head.
crazy.
So he brings the head and his goes through life. Little brother turns 21. Decides, I'll bring him to a bar. It's his 21st birthday.
Right.
So brings the head to a bar, sets it down on the bar. Bartender looks at him like, what the hell? He's like, oh, this is my little brother. He's turned 21 today. I figured I'd bring him to the bar, get him a drink. He's never done that before. And bartender's like, all right, I'll give him a shot. Now, the big brother has in the back of his mind that blood alcohol content. It's going to be the ratio's going to be a bitch.
Brain alcohol content.
One drink should be basically enough for him. So the little brother takes the drink and he's like, oh, I really like that. Can I have another one? Big brother's like,
wait, where does it go? How does he die? Does it just fall out the bottom of his neck?
hey man, it's a joke. So he gives him a shot. Little brother likes it and says, oh, can I have another one? That was really good. Big brother's like, yeah, buy him another shot. Buy everyone around. So everyone takes a drink. Little brother takes another drink. He's loving it, loving life, feeling already a little drunk because he's just ahead. The blood alcohol ratio is already kicking in. So little brother's ready to go, wants another drink, and the big brother's like, all right. And the bartender's like, all right, I'm cutting you off after this one. And then he's like, all right, so he gets another shot, and a torso pops out of the head. So everyone's like, holy shit, a torso just popped out of that head. And the bartender's like, holy shit, get this man another drink. So he gets him another drink. Arms pop out when he takes the next drink. And everyone's like, holy shit. And now everyone wants this thing to take another drink, right? Another drink. Legs pop out. The boy jumps up and he's like, holy shit.
Does he have clothes on or no?
No clothes, naked. Straight naked in the bar.
Did you know that until just now, or?
I haven't thought about it, but I'm glad you said something about that. I'm going to add that to the joke now. Little brother jumps up, suddenly knows how to walk, runs outside, gets hit by a car. Bartender turns to the older brother and says, man, he should have quit loading the head.
That's funny. That's a long joke.
It's a long joke. Oh, most of the jokes I know are long. And they have really mediocre punchlines, but it's great. I love it. Because people are just waiting for it, and then they're like, oh.
Why
I did the joke with a pun. Good job. I got another good long one if you want to hear it.
Go ahead. I might write stuff in the middle, like I did that time.
So I went with my grandfather and his lawyer because my grandfather was getting audited because he used to gamble a lot and make a lot of money gambling. So the IRS was like, you're making too much money and you don't have any real income. So they had him come in. And he's like, watch this, son. It's going to be funny. So I'm like, all right. So I come in with him and his lawyer. And they go in the office and the auditor's like, now, you report that you make a lot of money gambling, but the amount of money that you're saying you make is absolutely ludicrous for anyone to make just gambling. What else do you do to make this money? And my grandfather goes, I'll make you a bet. I bet you $1,000 I can bite my right eye. And the auditor's like, no way, you can't bite your eye. All right, I'll take your bet. Grandfather takes out the dentures, bites his eye. Now the auditor's feeling like a fool. And he's like, now he's really trying to get my grandfather.
I wouldn't pay on that bet.
So grandfather's like, don't worry, I'll make you another bet. I bet you $2,000, so your $1,000 debt is wiped out, and you make it $1,000. I'll bet you $2,000 I can bite my other eye. So the auditor goes, no way, you can't bite both of your eyes. I already fell for the denture trick. You can't do it again. Sure, I'll take it back. Grandfather takes out his glass eye, bites it. Now the auditor's feeling like an idiot. He's furious. And my grandfather sees it, and he's like, don't worry, make another bet. I'll bet you $5,000. So your $3,000 is wiped out, and you make another $2,000. I bet you that I can piss in that wastebasket behind your desk from here. Now everyone cranes their neck to see where the garbage can is behind the desk, and it's like 10 feet away from my grandfather. So the auditor looks at him, looks at the trash can, looks at him again, and he says, there's no way you can pee from where you are to that. Sure, I'll take your bet. Grandfather goes, all right. Unzips his pants, pees all over this guy's desk. I'm talking, didn't even aim for the trash can, just all over the desk. And the auditor jumps up and he's like, woohoo! I just made $3,000. And the lawyer goes, oh no. And I turn to the lawyer and I'm like, what are you so unhappy about? This is hilarious. And he's like, before we came in here, he bet me $25,000 he could piss on this guy's desk and he'd be happy about it.
That flag's not generating any energy, right? I mean, that one flag. It just doesn't look like a wind flag or a flag mill. Yeah, it's not generating anything, right? It's just happy.
Flapping, happiness.
Flappy, flappiness, flap penis.
Flapping flag.
Flap penis.
It's a gay flag.
I think kids would be a little bit better off if those weird inflatable dancing things were just like penises. Maybe carbon fiber or something. We don't want to be too organic, but like just deal with it. It's a penis. It's funny, and then it's not.
It's funny,
and then it'll run half of your fucking life.
Have you seen those like blow up chairs that you like hold in the wind or like run around with them?
The huge hole, like these.
Looks like a big vagina.
I like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right inside of it, just sitting in the lips.
You just squish right into it, and it's just like. It's nice. So we got one, me and my girl, for the festival. We were calling it the Cooch. It's spelled couch. Pronounced Cooch.
Couché.
And we'd be like, hey, you want to sit in the Cooch? It was the ongoing joke at the festival.
Maybe that could be a way to teach more young men about vaginas, like really anatomically correct, and like, listen, you need to take your whole body and please this fucking thing. Like the clit is like this big, but you need to like. Imagine if that was like the remote controller to fucking go something like remotely, like full, like you just get on it and like she's in another city with like a really high pixel count, like the, the thing you put your face in and it holds the shape, like with all the posts, you go shh, like with something like that, and like just fucking your dick on this, just fucking getting there. That like. Pleasing women, even from a distance, it is fun. Like, there's you get some kind of points. Like, I think most of my account has been filled by bringing
What's up, dude? What kind of guitar you got?
1984 Alvarez artist.
Really?
I only made like 200 of them.
That's awesome.
You know when you say things or anybody says things I associate to something? I was gonna say acoustic, which is an idea of mine. It's a musical vibrating dildo. Like it plays the bass music of a woman's favorite song, and like she just the acoustic.
I actually
It
have a
vibrates to the beat.
That's a pun. I mean, come on, it's an idea that's a pun. It's based in a stupid word.
Acoustic.
The acoustic.
Yes, the
It's a
acoustic.
good name.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who actually owns like a dildo making company.
Really?
He plays in a band like full time. He owns a dildo company.
Really?
It's,
Because I don't own that, and
It's semi-shaped like a guitar.
I want to make it more.
I steal camel for
Oh yeah, dude.
that.
I-
If you let me play your guitar,
Yeah, for like a second.
I promise I won't hurt.
That means how many notes can you do in a second?
I can do like 4. No, I could probably do a little more than that.
No, it's my favorite song. I got it for free. This guy was like
You got it
super.
for free?
This guy actually got my blood all over it at a music festival.
Hello. Did you go kayaking yet, or is it just like any time that you have a chance? I do not know. That is true.
This guy was like watching me play for a long time, and he was like playing on a
That shit is so healthy.
just, like,
I used to do it. My dad had one, and oh my! I felt so strong when I went on those things.
guitar and make music on it.
How's business?
That's awesome. Dude.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
You're dealing with the loss of my 10 grand a year pretty well.
So, he's a really good friend of mine. I've never had anybody.
Did you see this? This is why I'm here. Electricity, Michaela. You don't have internet, like, as far as I'm concerned. I'll get an email from you. That's about it. See ya. Well, that's like the best I've ever gotten along with her in my life.
You know her?
She manages fucking Aroma.
Oh, did she really? Oh, okay. I just applied there.
And I spent like 6 years writing there, smoking weed 7,000 times and recording every conversation I had. So eventually, like, I wasn't as welcome. Dakota doesn't. She's like, "Why are you recording?" I'm like, "I'm not recording you, Dakota. I won't even record you. Like, just don't talk to me." And like, and then I also hate her husband. I kind of almost hate. I hate Hitler only, really, and all the like genocidal people, but I kind of almost hate him. He's a fucking dick.
What's your name?
Alex,
Alex? My name's Jungle Steve.
Jungle Steve.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Oh,
So-
I've met you before, Steve.
Yeah, I was gonna say we hung out
Yeah.
on what's his name? Roof.
Yeah, on the
Played
roof.
guitar.
Yeah.
He also
Yeah,
smokes
I
weed.
was
It's
like-
bad for memory.
I knew I remembered you from somewhere. I was like, you're so like Evans. That's my last name.
Can we make an inflatable guitar or not? I mean, I know it would be hard to tune after it inflated because to inflate it correctly.
The string
No,
tension.
that high. I'm saying, we,
Tension.
so we need high pressure. You
You know
need a
what?
bike pump.
This is what I was gonna tell you about the dildo thing.
Yeah.
He made little vibrators. You know the eggplant emoji on like iPhones?
Yeah.
How people use them for like dicks or whatever?
Right.
He actually made like little vibrators and they're the
Shaped like little, like a little
little
eggplant.
emojis, yeah.
I mean,
So honestly, if you brought up that idea to him, he'd probably be fucking
the acoustic. I mean, we need to deal with like DRM and shit. Like,
Yeah,
shit, like,
acoustic,
you have to download the
DIK.
acoustic. Yeah, D-I-C-K. A-C-O-U-S D-I-C-k. The acoustic.
I'd back that. I would totally back that. You know?
Like I'm working on something called Potterknot, and it's basically like a bunch of cards, which are ideas. That's one of them, and like you just kind of swipe like Potterknot, like 'cause that's how Zuckerberg started with, like basically like swiping better or worse.
Yeah.
Acoustic is one of those ideas, and it's like, is this a real idea or is this just a weed field pipe dream? And then we'll find out. We'll find out like what is the acceptance ratio, and we might say, listen, if this goes above like 33%, like everyone automatically has to invest 2 cents, like just to hire a guy for a day and see if he can make it work. Like, give it a chance, you know? Throw the seed in a hole, give a guy a buck, let him squirt some water on it, and if it grows into a fucking tree, sweet.
That's cool. I like that. That's a pretty good idea.
I like it, thank you. I gotta, fuck, I'm hungry. I'm just sitting here feeling like, I like to be out of sorts and think and write and shit, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my God.
I just had to know about that meeting fucking Sunday. I was at a music festival all week and I played with these guys called Tweed.
You played with Tweed? Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, were you at the spring?
Yeah. Dude, I
Yo,
played
you know
that.
Phil?
Yeah, I was there with Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil and I were fucked up and shit.
Yo, you know Phil? Phil's like, I'm bros with Phil.
Oh,
Dude,
fuck yeah,
hell
dude.
yeah.
Tweed got us so fucked up. Dude, they brought Molly, they brought fucking coke, ecstasy.
That's what he said. He said
Dude, we got inside, we brought a 25-foot inflatable mushroom, and we like got inside of it, and he fucking electrocuted himself inside of it. You know, he's like, this is fucking crazy.
Oh
that
my
shit
God.
was wild, man. Alright, Alright, I gotta run though. We gotta go fix this car.
Thanks for letting me play, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
I've been waiting to play all day.
What's your first name again?
Joe.
Joe Evans.
Joe Evans, and then my stage name's Joe Legend. So if you want to say you met Joe Legend today at the park,
And
Alex.
Alex, yes. Okay, alright, well, fucking dude. Me, you, and Phil, and my friend Alex, and shit. We shall fucking hang out sometimes. We get fucked up, play some guitar.
alright.
You guys are fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You're retarded. I'm gonna use that sometime. Yo, Alex! I'm just meeting everyone I know today. How are you?
beach?
Call off and be like, haha.
Is the weather gonna be alright today?
I'm just like, I feel like paying back their mismanagement with some chaos. But I feel like it's also a bad idea to call off a half an hour before my shift. And I know it's just like lie, but I don't like lying.
I gotta stop smoking.
Yeah, so
I never do when I sit out here though, like ever. But I fucking have to, or I gotta not sit here.
yeah.
I should be turning my apartment into a fucking green room, like literally 3, 4, 5, let's say the roof and 4 walls and the floor all green, and with weed. And like, yeah, we're doing a talk show, but we never leave the green room ever. Like, there's just one room. But all that shit costs money.
I'm not gonna phrase it like I'm calling off. I'm gonna phrase it like it's still me.
What's up with the weather today, actually? Where's it going?
Hey Santiago, before I bike all the way back to work, I was wondering if you still need me for tonight, or if Dave's going to be pulling double and working because he is scheduled for it, and I don't want to just take the shift without anyone talking to me. David, whoever is the new guy that got hired, right? He was working this morning. Okay, so, and Nicole? Right, it's Tuesday, so I'm wondering if you, right, yes, yes, I don't know. So what I'm wondering is, do you still need me to come in? Because I don't want to make that bike ride again and not have to come in.
What?
Okay, then. Okay, then do you want me to come in later? I could come in later, like 6 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Because I had potential plans for this evening because I was scheduled for earlier, and I want to let them know if I have to cancel. I have to let them know. You want me to work? All right. Well, then maybe you should schedule me for dinner shifts and not the morning shifts because you obviously need more for the dinner shifts. I can come in. I just want to, you know, kind of make it clear. This has happened to me a couple times now. It's not the first time it's happened to me, where I come in and there's a bunch of servers on, and someone's got to leave, and you know, it's. Yeah, and you know, the couple times that it's happened, it hasn't been a big deal. It's happened a bunch of times now, so I wanted to talk to you about it because, you know, I am there to make money. But some days it's cool with me to be able to leave early. I have other things to do, stuff like that. But I just want to make it clear that, you know, I don't want to just be this floater guy. I want to have my own days. I want to work nights because that's when the real money happens. I don't just want to be stuck on day shift every time, you know, and I just wanted to communicate that with you because, you know, I do want to work for you guys. You guys are, I like working here. It's not a big, you know, I just want to make sure that the communication is there. You know, I don't want to have miscommunication like what happened this morning where there was more servers than needed to be on. So it's going to be me and Jason and Nicole, and then the assistant manager for tonight. That's who's going to be on. So we essentially have a server who's a manager, right? But not a manager. But not a manager. But a manager. Okay. 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 Alright, I'll go in at 5. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Alright, I'll see you later. I'll see you later, Tom Gagnon. Bye. And now he's gonna give me night shift.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna go to the beach.
It's not that fucking nice out,
No,
really.
it's not. Which is why I was like, I'd go to the beach if I didn't have work. And that was my call to see if I had work. I'll respectfully decline if they hit me back up, which I would say there's probably like a 50% chance that they'll hit me up.
I don't think I would go to the beach today. I mean, if there was something really cool already going on, but I can't see.
They're gonna have like a fire and a jam, so that's like shit I'm down for, but like...
You don't want it to rain on your guitar?
Definitely don't want it to rain on my guitar. Any of my guitars. Got a little extra time now, though. I'm gonna work till 5. You'll go in at 4:30 anyways.
Yeah, I should be fucking eating. I really should. Just waiting to see what my kid's mom. I'm supposed to go take him to a bike path or something, but I don't. She's gonna. This weather for her is like 50-50. She'll probably call it bad out. But if they're 5 and 7. It's not like we're riding miles. If it would rain, we'd be awfully close. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Ride in the rain for a couple minutes, get wet, like laugh when your mom, like when we gotta dry you off and throw you in the car. Like, my kid's mom is such a pussy.
Yeah, dude. Like, riding in the rain ain't that big of a deal. Like, you're gonna do it at some point in your life.
I wouldn't like want them out on the street with cars right next to them, like in the rain as
Yeah,
kids. But
I mean,
on a bike path, I mean,
Yeah, on a bike path, you're gonna be fine.
rain is fun. They never like. I'm gonna have to take them out myself in the rain more. It'd be nice if they had like a rain festival, like somehow you just pray that it rains. Like the festival's only good if like everyone's fucking soaked except for the musicians, and maybe they got waterproof guitars. Like I'm sure some of the programmers in the world have algorithms that could like counteract the changes in vibration from water droplets hitting every string. Or it would just be like distortion.
Get like you could have a band playing in a room, which is like completely screened off or glassed off or whatever, so the rain doesn't get in that room, but they're outside and they have waterproof everything, like speakers and shit. As far as like the sound stuff goes, it's all waterproof. And a real nice awning.
Or a bubble.
A bubble.
Give each one of them a bubble that they can actually
bubble.
walk inside. Like the guitarist is walking around through the crowd in his bubble. Everyone else is driving. He's like, I'm sorry, I have
wireless
to.
in a bubble, like a hamster ball.
He's like, I want to get soaked with you people,
But
but I'm producing the music.
That'd be freaking cool.
I always wanted to like do a show where you had like a band that was playing, but like jamming like on the sidewalk, and except you were sound canceling all, like it was acoustic with microphones, and you were sound canceling everything, so people there wouldn't hear anything. You'd drive by and you just see them fucking like, but it would all be going through the mic, and like available anywhere 100 miles from here, like so people could watch the show like live, but the people here wouldn't hear shit. They would just see it and they'd be like, what the fuck's going on? And you don't have to be 100 miles away, but you'd have to like go and stream it.
There's a pretty decent like live stream concert audience. Like people on Facebook, you stream it live on Facebook, and a lot of people tune in. I've seen that for a lot of bands. So you know, it's not unachievable, but I think it'd be a waste to not play for the people around you.
Yeah, sure, for the moment. They could watch it later. You'd be like, I was there, and then I couldn't hear it.
I think that'd just give you bad reviews. People who saw it in person be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but like 99% of people who listen to songs these days, it's actually through a computer. It's not live.
Yeah. That's even more of a reason to go to the studio and do it live from the studio, where everything's awesome. Just stream it.
Yes, I would like to build a 24-hour streaming studio, 24 ever. Like we like, if it doesn't have like, if we don't have someone who's great live for an hour, it's not the end of the world. Like we'll try, you know. It might take years though. It would take a long time to be able to produce quality live content 24 hours a day. Obviously, you'd need the internet. You wouldn't be able to. You're not gonna fly everyone to your fucking studio. Like you need, but maybe, who knows? Creativity can.
Up and just do it all from your computer. That's a cool idea.
I mean, music in virtual reality could be fucking sick as fuck. I mean, you got to worry about latency and shit, but I think you can put like a micro delay on shit with different musicians and sync it like before it comes out of the speaker. You know, like there's like a tenth of a second, you know, because you're playing with some guy in Hong Kong. Like, I think you can accommodate that though, and bring your mutual tracks together so that when they're played for the audience in virtual reality, they're in sync.
Server with all solid state hard drives, so that any kind of lag would be minimized. And then
Just gotta mitigate it. Like you gotta mitigate it. You have
to. You just have to have like a dedicated music server, so that if people are trying to play music, that it would be that accurate.
And music does take, at least it takes less data than video. Like if you're doing music and maybe basic animation data, you still got a much lower data flow through than you have for like video. Video is really intense. Music is like a tenth or a quarter, depending on your fidelity, but it doesn't have all the same information that needs to go through.
Yeah.
Video comes with fucking music, and usually that's pretty decent quality, but yeah, I think music you can probably do real time easier than anything. And like this, like the data that it takes to like move your musician around is really not that complicated. Like as long as again the avatar is essentially server side, or in certain cases fucking consumer side, somebody really wants to deal with you, they should probably download some data about you, you know, to fill, like when they run into you, like to make you more believable. Like a blind animation just wouldn't be as good. And in the ultimate case, the one sacrifice we make in the name of wasting data is that whatever you are in our world, which might not allow people, I'm not sure. When you put on your glasses, when you put on your headset, depending on if you're just producing or if you want to, you know, produce when you're fully immersed too, like you want to consume and produce at the same time, you will always have a video stream being captured of your eyes, like always. And those eyes will be inside the character. Like in Virtual Earth, the uncanny valley is something where only eyes go there. Like it doesn't actually create the uncanny valley if all you do is the eyes. If the rest of the person is obviously not real, or not trying to pretend that they're real, but the eyes can be real. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I've never tried it, but it's going to be important. If we find out that can't be worked out, I'm going to be really fucking pissed. But it can be. You just might need a little bit of a filter. But I want, when you walk up close to someone in an advanced virtual reality, I want you to be able to see their real eyes. I want to, like, if I want to be like, I recognize his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're a cockatoo, like, I still want to, like, see the colors and be like, that's Joe. I know Joe. Or it could be that, like, where that might be the only way you know people. Like, if you go in and be like, listen, generally speaking, we do not advise you to tell your friends who you are. Like, this is another world you're going into. Like, the most value comes if you go in anonymously and you're a completely different person. Now, if you randomly meet one of your friends or you're using your avatar in real time, like you are where you are, right, then, you know, I might see you in the park, like, you know, and then I'd be like, oh, it's him. Because place, time, and then like, oh, now I get the eyes. But randomly meeting people, you probably wouldn't recognize most of your friends' eyes inside of like an avatar, unless they were like particularly special.
People. Yeah, select people.
And that's very low data. Like even an 8, well, not an 8K, a 4K resolution take on each eye is like probably the same as the music. Like the eyes would take the same as the music, but it's just invaluable. There's no definitive applications of any kind for virtual reality yet, and there probably won't be for a little while, even considering all the geniuses that are working in the field.
And even once there is like an applicable way to like really make money in that virtual world, are people going to start like just doing that and not having their life in the real world? Or that there's going to be people who are just straight up addicted to this game because they can do whatever they want? Yeah,
and we already have. There's already interesting, decent novels about that shit happening. But like, yeah, it'll happen. Like people will die in a sensory deprivation tank in a virtual reality. They'll die. Like at the end of their life, they will never leave an enriched saltwater tank at their body temperature again. They'll look like Luke Skywalker healing, except for they're not healing. And like their lights will go out in another world. And their grandkids might be there. Like everyone they love might be there at like a party that lasts like 36 hours. And like, yeah, everyone's on mushrooms. That's what people do today, you know? When someone's dying, people usually take mushrooms or like a small dose sometimes, peyote, whatever, like, because that shit makes it easier to deal with natural reality. The crazy nature of natural reality. Mushrooms are great.
I love mushrooms. I did some this weekend. I actually got some nice chocolates for my girl. Chocolates. I would have liked to do a little more. The dose was a little low. But because in the past I've done like an 8. I think I only got like I did like one dose of like each chocolate was like 2 grams. And I did like a half of one, and then I did one. So altogether it was like 3, but I did the one, and then I didn't do any for like another 5 or 6 hours, and then I did the other 2. So it was just like
weird timing.
It wasn't great timing. I looking back, because I also didn't know how potent the chocolate was gonna be, so I wanted to like try one half first.
It's very hard to fucking. We said mushroom chocolate, or we?
Yeah, it was mushrooms. Oh. It was mushroom infused chocolate.
You need shit like that. You really need. I'm a big fan of like conscious micro dosing. I want to open a bar which literally like takes mad biofeedback. You have to come in for like 2 times at least and drink, like, and let us track you. Like we need to know when you're happy. We need to know your exact blood alcohol ratio, like just bar. Like, everyone here is going to drink enough alcohol to be chemically happy. And like, there's a 400% surcharge if you try to get drunk beyond your happy zone. Like, don't do it. You can, but you're going to be financing 4 other people's drinks to get, like, silly. Maybe it's your birthday. Like, fuck it. Give me another one. And they'd be like, really? Like, it's fucking $8. It's normally $2. You want an $8 shot to get 2 drunk. Yes, I do. You'd be like, all right, give us your password. And you'll be like, all right, fine. The robot will pour you a drink. I mean, the good thing about robot bartenders is they don't blow tons of coke, so they're cheaper. You don't have to pay them all their coke money. Or you could make one. You make a robot that actually had a chemical receptor and like real biological drugs would like enhance it. They'd like add a random factor and be like, this fucking robot's not inventing enough shit right now. Gotta get them fucked up. Yeah. Oh, you gotta go to work. I don't know. Is that not a good thing when you're serving? Probably not good for your money making and relaxation, right?
I usually decline before work. I appreciate.
I should have offered you before. Usually I let people work for a while first, and then I'll offer them some. I think we both shouldn't be too stoned at the same time.
I guess so. You know what? I'll take one hit. One hit.
You sure? I mean, are you sure? Because you probably will regret it. Like, you'll be at your job like, I'm fucking high.
One hit of that's gonna get me that fucked up.
No, it's not like crazy, but I'm
right. Exactly.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I appreciate it.
Especially there's no kids around.
I like the incognito.
Even this thing packed with really good weed is like, I think 132,000 THC molecules. Like, I'm just making that up too, but it's so much. And other people are like, what are you fucking kidding? Like, I smoke my whole bowl, and I'm careful to put it out in between each hit, or I just like, what are you fucking getting that high for? Like, do you start out that low, or are you that heavy? Like, what the fuck?
I don't like getting ridiculously stoned anymore.
Have you ever seen a film with like, an interesting character that did like all of the interesting drugs in sequence from like chapter to chapter, and like the greatest drug was last? Like, you could see that they really drank and they changed, you know, and they fucking smoked weed and they changed, and they fucking ate mushrooms and they changed, and they blew coke and they fucking changed. I would like to see that. It's an experiment. It's research. Like, I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen. It would probably take at least a dozen films of different characters just to get close to a sampling of the different changes that occur in people.
Yeah.
Probably take a dozen to like really flesh it out and be like, we've shown every different type of like intellectual, emotional change.
Every type of alcoholic, every type of weed smoker,
yeah,
every type of acid
what can
user,
happen?
Yeah.
What would you do?
It'd be more of a series. I'd say it'd be more of a series than a movie. A movie collection. I would go with like Game of Thrones style episodes, like lengthwise. You get like a 45 minutes to an hour an episode, something like that.
I think whatever works. Like, if the person like does a bunch of shots and is really funny for a couple of minutes and falls off their chair, like, I'm cool with, if it's a 6-minute episode for alcohol, I don't, if it's a 4.5-hour episode for mushrooms, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, it's 4.5 hours. They don't have 4.5 hours. Like, give me the best rated half. Like, give me an edit where like the worst rated scenes are just gone. Like, let me try half. Let me try I like that. Like, because it's all about, like, a movie's not a movie. It's a bunch of fucking still photos to music. Like, there's no movie. There's no such. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're moving individual pictures. I think with new technology, they're starting to like replace less of the pixels, and only so it's kind of a little bit more like a fluid thing, but they're really not fluid. It's motion pictures.
I'd say the most interesting drug combo that I ever did that I was very happy with.
I'm only paying 70% attention because like it's just keep going. But you got 70%.
So it was
maybe
acid
50
plus sass.
What's sass?
Sassafras. It's like from a tree. It's a crystallized.
What does it do?
Sap. It's like
a multiplier or something.
So the chemical makeup of it is MDA. Molly's MDMA. This is MDA. It doesn't have the meth from the Molly or the amphetamine.
Right.
It doesn't have that as much of an upper effect with Molly does, but it has it's a little more hallucinogenic and less of an upper. And I combined a bunch of that, and a bunch meaning like 2 good-sized rocks of it, because I got like full crystal form of the shit. It was 2 rocks of it and like 4 tabs of acid.
Never done acid.
It's interesting. I recommend. I recommend it if you're in a good state of mind. Don't do it if you're.
I don't recommend it to anyone unless they're unsatisfied with mushrooms. I know they're not the same.
They're not the same, but I highly prefer mushrooms.
Yeah, I would never I mean, I've never done it, but even from what I've heard, like
at the same time, sometime, eventually at some point,
they have different
good
pathways to changing your brain.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, every chemical does.
So basically, it was the best visual I've ever had. Like, I'm talking, like, beautiful geometry patterns and everything. I'd look at someone's face and I'd see a bajillion triangles. They're all holographic, like you see like a trading card that's holographic.
Right.
It was like holographic, all geometric, ridiculousness. Like, I looked in this one girl's eyes and me and her were like tripping buddies. And
you ever collect cards of any kind or play any card games?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. I used to play the Lord of the Rings trading card game.
Do you ever have like a cool like bind like
a binder full of rare cards?
Like a Rolodex? Did you ever have like something where you could put like your 365 favorite cards like in order and flip through them, or like did they ever come with a really cool holder? It was just like boxes where like if they're like
you have boxes or binders.
Because I'm trying to make this thing here like the hot or not thing, like with all the ideas, like not just my ideas, but also ideas that you can fit into a game about life, like smelting, like things that you have to learn how to do if you want, you know, your set of cards to allow you to compete industrially. You know, like I want to make a venture-based game, and I have like 300 ideas, and probably like 9,700 others if you look at the world, you know, and take all the existing discoveries and say, listen, you want to do shit, you need shit, like, you know, you need all the ingredients to play a card. You have to, like, because people like that shit. Magic made a ton of fucking money. It was super cool. And I always wanted to make a little globe, like a global Rolodex, like a little globe, and it's got like 3 magnetic pieces that make it up, and you can pull, you can open 2 of them or take 2 of them, or no, one of them off, and it's got a 120-degree window, and you can just kind of like flip through, like perpetually, to see all your best shit. And actually play the game that way, like, because the globe is here and the other person can't see, so you can, you know, flip through really conveniently, and even be like, all right, 97, boom. Because you'd eventually know where they all were.
Yeah, know where all your
I mean,
cards are.
And I think 365 cards would maybe be a good number.
Oh, it's in the 50s. I'll type in 50 and then go over a couple cards, and that's where it is.
And it would work. I don't know why I can't fucking focus on something and just do it, because I would make a lot more money. I would meet so many more fucking people. Like, I would have more fun. I would get access to much more, like, good pussy. Like,
that's true.
One of my favorite cards is Sexile. Sexile is like, you've become so successful that you had to run away from society and build a private island where you and a small, tiny little drone army, like a bunch of bots, helped you fish and harvest and cook and clean, and only your female fans get to come and visit you. 2 weeks free. You take care of all of them. You're the only man. They just chill. I mean, obviously there's cameras in the coconut trees and shit, and if they're very hot, which they will be, like, we're zooming in all the time. It's like charity porn. You don't get to see the king of Sexile fuck these women, but you get to see all of them, like, half naked or naked on the beach. If they want to be with each other, they can, but they're all tested. And if they do that, and any one of them turns out to have something, and you were with them, like, then you can't fuck the king of Sexile. And that's kind of the reason to go there. Depends on who you are. Some of the women are like, I just want a 2-week vacation with a bunch of fucking hot-ass chicks who, like, love this author. I mean, so Sexile is this card. It's very powerful because you're like the king of Sexile. Your level of personal satisfaction and pleasure goes so high that multiplies with everything else. To do it right, that globe would almost need, like, or the board would need some kind of metadata access. Like, it would probably have to have an app. Because how are you going to calculate being like 97% like happy and confident or like sexually satisfied? What are you gonna do? Write that shit down like Dungeons and Dragons? No one's smart enough to figure out a bunch of multipliers, you know, folded into each other. You need a computer to play a great board game. Like, at its deepest, you don't need it maybe, but to understand it, like, and to play the deepest version.
To have a fluid card game or a board game.
And I think the real cards are just another part of it that the kids would like.
Level.
It doesn't have to be real cards, you know. This on your app, one screen is a card.
Yeah.
Fine, it's great. Both sides. Maybe it
got-
opens also.
They got
Whatever.
like Magic the Gathering app where you can just play on your phone and shit. They got it on the computer. It's on Steam. Like, it's real.
I mean, my idea is fucking crazy though, because I'm asking people, like, when you buy in, you are absolutely investing in a crowdsourced company. Like that device. Say that we actually sold a little globe that held your cards, filled with a random selection at first. Like, that's your stock in the company. Like, if you don't own one, you don't actually own stock in DemoCrazy. Like, that's our first. It's a ridiculous product. It's a globe that hides your favorite 365 cards, but still, it's really cool as hell if you like the game. Like, if you realize this, like, and then I want to make it bigger because I want to take like the game Risk and put it onto a fucking globe, because it's just a map. It's just a globe that's been flattened and it's stupid. Risk needs to be played on a globe, but I don't want to fuck with Hasbro. So like, even though the name Sphere Risk is one I really love, I don't know what to do with that, because I want to make it like a game too. I want to have a game with like some really obscure but cool pieces, like the Great Wall of Mexico, which is like, which gives you like power, water, food. Like, it's a linear city with a hydroponic farm and a monorail and an aqueduct and desalination. Like, if you can get it, you can cut off North and South America and have like power on both ends. Like, that's a definitive card if the other guy doesn't have something like Las Vegas. Like, if he hasn't captured the whole desert and turned it into like a solar plant and greenhouse city for refugees, like, you're in trouble. Like, you're probably not going to beat a guy who has a major international multi-dimensional landmark if you don't also have one. I don't know how many others there are. There's definitely at least one that can move around the ocean, like a citizenship. That's a very powerful, like, but maybe everyone just starts with one of them. They're called universities, like universe cities. Like, you need a fucking city. Like, you're trying to like take over the world. In the ultimate version, which happens in virtual reality, like, you really need to cooperate. Like, you can go off into your own version. You can flip a switch and be like, oh, I want to go to my private server. You know, and you can be the dictator there, and if friends visit you, like, it's your world. Like, you can burn the earth. It can be a charcoal fucking, but that's like, once you've done that, like, maybe if you want to go back, like, you may need to pay 2 more cents. It's like 2 cents worth. If you want to change like that, you could make so much money doing that, right? If people are playing a game and they're like, I want to make another change, I want to go back 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, with millions of people playing, like, you just be like, holy shit, this is growing so fast. People are like probably expecting to pay like $15.
Or they pay to go on their private server. Instead of having to pay to, like, you pay another 2 cents, you get another private server.
Yeah, the real one might be free, like, because that's what we want people to have to cooperate.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
if you want to,
the real one is free, and if you want to pay money, do whatever the fuck you want. You can pay money, do whatever the fuck you want.
I think everyone could get like one property in DemoCrazy for becoming like, I mean, not necessarily free. It would come with joining the company, whatever that was, and we might literally say you can actually become a citizen for 2 cents. We don't give a fuck. It's actually much harder to invest 2 cents than nothing. And like, the difference between someone who invests nothing and someone who invests 2 cents is actually pretty significant, because it's so easy to do.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh, fuck that, or even
they just think it's stupid.
Even a long sign-up sheet, man.
Fuck
You
that.
got to put a bunch of information in. A lot of people that they're just like, fuck that. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, if I was having people sign up for terms of service, I think I would try to like take on a character and be like a really beautiful animated face asking them questions. And like, it's not what you write; it's the exact shit that you answer back while after you've turned your camera on. Like, you're dealing with a character here. You're not typing in July 4th. I was conceived on the 4th of July in 19. You don't know. You're saying it. You have to say it, and that file is kept, especially those initial video files, because that's your true first reaction to like, you know, to me in an anonymized, gorgeous animated form.
Right.
It's crazy shit though. Like, we have the ability to change the world, like to connect brilliance with mechanisms and like eventually get people to stop believing that God is not a Nazi. N-O-T-S-E, he's blind. Unless he's seeing through our eyes, which he probably is, but that's also crazy. And that can be really good for like some women. It's like the best sex ever if you like believe that we're all children of God. But the rest of them are just like, what are you talking about? Like, I gotta go work at the office tomorrow. What are you doing up at 4:30? Fucking high, trying to get me to fuck myself. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Wow, it is really nice now, actually. Fuck.
Yeah.
The clouds are just, I mean,
No, I called it coming this way. biking there?
I like casual. I like riding a bike without having to speed. Like I will go fast on them, but I just like to not have to.
Yeah,
Like
me
to
too.
just ride
If
the
I
fucking
could,
bike.
If I could leave 10 minutes earlier on a bike and not have to pedal my ass off and endeavor to not hit cars because I'm going 20 miles an hour,
I don't
I'd rather
know.
do that.
I don't like being on the road with cars at all. I think that people and bikes, there should be like a better sidewalk for people and bikes, and cars should just be left in the fucking middle or just get rid of them. A car hitting a bike is so dangerous. A bike hitting a person is dangerous, but
I'm not gonna kill them.
not that same shit.
There you go, man.
That's some good work. You earned your microscopic quantity of pot
Right.
several times over.
At least I had a nice conversation. Have a great day.
You too, man. It's good to see you. I will talk about the same shit next time.
All right, sounds good.
And every fucking time. Evan? All black. Nice. Well, except for the brown shoes. What have you been up to?
Today's just bumming around.
Feel a couple of raindrops, isn't
Yeah, I
there?
just did feel that.
What the fuck's that about?
Today a little murky, but just chilling.
Painting?
A little bit. Yeah, looking for a
School job?
school job.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Like urban planning? Like
It's a master's. It's an MS architecture, specializing in real estate finance. So it's just specialized. It's a little bit of planning, but it's more like
so. I mean, as you get going, someone who maybe had a development they were looking to expand or build, you know, like, hey, we got a model, we got a business, you know, maybe come to you and you look at it and you say, yeah, you know, there's maybe we get money from here, maybe we get money from here, like.
totally, yeah. Analyze the pro forma, break it down, see where the holes are, see what projections are a little too lofty, see what they're forgetting.
Are you into the whole like Renaissance quality trailer park business?
What is it?
Renaissance quality trailer park business? I mean, like communities that like there aren't many tiny home communities. There aren't not even tiny homes are too small. You know, small,
Yeah.
modest homes, tiny houseboats. I love tiny houseboats.
Totally, man. Yeah, in Buffalo, it's like either big, beautiful house, nice, expensive apartment, or like
Piece of shit house.
piece of shit house. Like you can't really buy small and nice.
I would not. It's a cool. I mean, for Terrible Paradise, Buffalo is all right. You know, it's what it is. I call wherever I am Dead Center Terrible Paradise because I don't leave it. I'm a fucking marshmallow. Like I'm not. I can't. I'll be fucking torn apart. I'll be eaten.
I sort of feel the same way. I feel like I'm almost there. I feel like I can maybe break it. You know.
I think you're a little stronger than me.
Okay.
You were in the city at least. Like you got that city interaction. Like I'm from Clarence. Like I didn't get it. I mean, yes, the devil like lives in a fucking bubble underneath Spalding Lake, but his escape tunnel like pops up out of town. What the fuck is that? Is this rain serious here? What the? Yeah, I'm trying to like mitigate. That's why I'm under the trees. Like I want a good tan. I haven't been meeting many women in person, so I'm online constantly. I just want to look my best. I want them to look their best, you know. I'm superficial. Like I'm only attracted to women I'm attracted to, and they got to be better looking than me. Like,
and then we'll see where it goes. See if they got a brain after that.
yeah, I've been running into a lot too. I think I've almost run out. Most of them are in Toronto. That's like a problem for a lot of women.
That's a fucking treasure trove, man. Figure out how to pipeline. What do you find them on? Like what?
Okay, Cupid.
Yeah.
There's fucking. I mean, if I were your age, oh my god. There's some. I mean. If I were your age, I think I would just move to fucking Toronto until I found some like super hot, ingenious Toronto box and just be like, that's it. Crazy.
Smart.
There's a few here,
I know, man.
but
They're
not,
The
man.
whole thing is like here, I feel like the gradient of like power is obviously tilted way towards them. There's
Yeah.
more fucking, I know way more cool, athletic dudes here than cute.
Yeah, there are not a lot of like athletic, hot, smart women like that have all of that.
They're either wifed up or they're like super square. But yeah, in Toronto, man, like chicks like look at you, they like I fuck you, which is like.
Yeah, there's a confidence of Toronto, like there's a confidence of just being. I mean, that city is cosmopolitan as fuck. It's it's wealthy, it's successful, it has international business. I thought about going. If I meet one, I'll fucking go there. I'll be like, kids, listen, I'll drive back. Every time I need to see you, I'll face. But like when I'm not with you, like I'm gonna go up because Toronto could be a great place to start a business, or even to start a location of something like outside, in between maybe. What I want, I mean, if I were Tesla right now, I'd be working on straight up the world's first jet Zeppelin service from fucking Toronto to Buffalo, right over the lake. One like 10-story building with a mooring mast on top and a fucking. No, like somewhere in the city.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And then one somewhere like on the edge of Toronto, maybe near public transit, like because a building in each. I want to do one. I'm like matching buildings on either side and have a nightclub on the bottom floor where it's all the walls are just video screens into the other room. Like that's it.
You don't want a nightclub on the top? No.
I do, but I don't got any. I mean, I'm not to give away.
Sorry, bud.
Telling the truth is fun sometimes. Fuck it, I'm killing it over here. I'm fucking crushing it. Crushing the ability of kids to walk through this park barefoot without cutting their fucking foot knuckles on pistachio shells. What's your weed smoking schedule in life?
Last 9 days, 0.
Zero. Just take. You're trying to like. I don't know if it's great and like you're trying to get a job in the legit business world. Like.
I've already seen much like enough sort of alternative type dude. Like I'm fucking.
Right. You should do well though.
I smoke. I'm just like. I'm not useless. I'm useless to them.
My son calls me useless. He doesn't know that he's saying it when I'm stoned. He's like, "You're useless." He just laughs his ass off at me. I'm like, "Fuck you. You're 5. My thumb is as big as your dick, Abraham." I wish I could use my kids, like, 'cause their mom won't let me, but I would make some really crazy shit with them. And they're 5 and 7. They're beautiful. They're smart. Like, they would be, like, they'd be famous in a good way, you know, like, but she would never let it happen. Never. Sucks. I don't want to use them, but, like, if I succeed, people will know my fucking kids anyway, so what does it matter if they know, like, if they see them and they love my kids up front? Like, yeah, you got Lindbergh baby worries, but, like... Well, if the kid is really real, like, I mean, and to me, that there's a super high standard for that. Like, if you're real, you need to fucking change the world. Like, in some way, like, you have to stand up, you have to stand out, you have to stick your head out, you have to be willing to get that shit chopped the fuck off, at least figuratively, because anyone whose life and behavior impugns the standard is not like, which I think I kind of do in a way. It's not easy for people. They don't want to hear that shit. You know, maybe you get a job and like it's really good. You gradually become more normal, and like in 5 years, you're like, fuck Alex. Like I'm making fucking $199 a year. Like, yeah, I understand that the property structure on the globe is we're all totally boned, but what am I gonna do about it?
I mean, I definitely feel that way before the last time. I don't know. You know, I'm not positive I want to dive into that like specific field like that I went to school for. I don't want to get into like politics and just like work behind the scenes.
You can do anything you want. I mean, you've worked on your brain a lot.
I just gotta do something, man. Like I feel like once I get a job, people I work for will fucking love me. I think I'll be able to work for them. I'll be able to like introduce new ideas they're not thinking of. I'll solve problems. And then I'll just go from there. I just gotta get my fucking feet.
Where are you looking? Like, what's your?
I'm looking at City Hall right now. I know the mayor.
Yeah.
I played basketball with his son growing up. City honors. So I ran into him at the Broadway Market over Easter, and he gave me his card. He told me to call him. He could do anything.
Did you yet or no?
I didn't.
I mean, it's like right. I would. I mean, depending. If you really, there probably are some decent jobs. I would write him. At least write him something a little like. I know. I mean, I see.
Campaign season too, so I can help him.
You could do that. I mean, that would be a nice like investment. I mean, my friend Brendan Mahaffey is the head of strategic. I mean, actually, he's not. He was my friend. I haven't seen him in years.
How do you know him?
High school.
Clarence?
Yeah.
Really?
He was in my grade. We were in a play together. I laughed on stage. Like one of the girls, I think that he like was his girlfriend, made me laugh from behind the beer.
Dude, that's so I did a year-long internship at Budsy, Buffalo Urban Development Corp. So it's like the city's real estate wing, sort of.
Right.
And it's like project's too big for the city itself to handle. And so we were, Office of Strategic Planning and filling out.
So you met him through that. How is he? Like is he
He's cool, man. He's
a little conservative for a strategic? I mean, visionary guy. Like,
it's.
that's what I would guess. Like that he's
He is. I mean, he's a lawyer. He's pretty like considered. Like nothing really. I thought he was cool.
not the most spontaneous. I mean, he's an intelligent kid. He works hard.
I guess you like a planner to have some big ideas. I think he does, but
Well, maybe. I mean, the thing is, if you hit him up right, I'm sure he has the ability to see things. He's probably shaded his mind's eye a little bit against the big stuff that collapses in Buffalo, but Buffalo still has I think let's make like a video or something. Like have a little like talk show. We'll sit down at a table and we'll talk about Buffalo, but we'll bring in ideas where if Brendan or the mayor are open at all to revisionarying a little bit, or to continuously just to thinking, can Buffalo in fact like accomplish a state of modern renaissance on some level for real before the rest of the world does it, if the rest of the world does it? Like, can we use 3D design, virtual reality, computers, fucking swiping and voting apps? Can we come up with a contest of ideas in Buffalo that defines us internationally? Like, the people of the world look at it and be like, Buffalo opened its fucking mind. Like, yes, if you go to virtual Buffalo, you're going to see crazy ideas. But those are just inspiration. Those are just, like, pure visions that are entertaining for people. Yeah. In that contest, though, there are ideas that are also very large, which the citizens of the city would probably support. If we had a good app for Buffalo that showed all the possible visions for the city, like all the shit that Byron and Brendan say, you know what, if you guys can crowdsource this, we'll do it. We'll work with you, create a tiny, non-bureaucratic NGO for any idea that the people support. I mean, that is a step towards differentiating ourselves. And ultimately, I should just ride around the bike with that Google camera on my head, like real slow, and map this motherfucker, and then get my 3D design friends to make the buildings initially sort of vaguely interactive. Like, you can erase it. Yeah. And you can get a cost benefit in that, like a cost analysis. Just what did it actually cost in Buffalo? Go get quotes from a real guy. Like, what does demolition cost? What are we getting out of the recycled materials? What if we scale it up? Because, like, I want to entertain. I don't want them just to be like, oh, that's a logical plan for Sim Buff. I mean, Sim Buffalo. I used to call it Virtual Buffalo, but Sim Buff,
dude, so
that's not bad.
Yeah, but it's almost like, I almost feel like it's like almost too democratic for,
well, then,
like Brendan and Byron.
Fine, then let's just write a kid's story about the future of Buffalo where it changes, and it's a whole different city. Yeah. Like 36 pages, 67 pages, like some photographs of the really great buildings that we have, maybe reduced to like a more art, like filtered down to like more art, and then the options. What could we do if a hypermajority of residents of the city in Buffalo actually took their smartphone, actually downloaded this app for Buffalo, actually said, fuck it, I'm a citizen, and said, what will you support? And at what level? Citizen sourcing could start in Buffalo, and that would be bigger than us being the city of light, because citizen sourcing is the only chance that we have. The existing governments will never do it. The existing businesses will probably never do it unless they get their money from the citizens democratically, because there's just no other competitor. You can't, dictatorship, what the fuck, really? It's a vision, it's not a reality. But
those developers and big businesses are they really run Buffalo, obviously, and Brendan and his crew, they all are so dependent on the dozen people who have the capability to do big projects in Buffalo.
All right, so, fuck them, not in a bad way. Let's pretend that you and I are mayor and deputy mayor, and let's just make a platform for the next election. And go to Byron and be like, listen, Byron, I want to work for you, but at the same time, me and fucking crazy Alex Starchild, caught some shit in 8K with Kohler. We edited it, And this is a brilliant platform. No one has ever seen something like this presented by two charismatic guys of significant height for the city, right?
It's important.
Like we're saying, listen, we'll tell you some of the basic shit we're gonna do, and we're smart and we're eloquent and we have inventions between us. We will bring additional business to the city. The goal is just to do it with our own money and to bring those businesses from practical fiction into existence. That's the future. Why can't we do it?
I think that, sourcing the financing of it, democratically is a cool link.
We could win if we want. Let's do it. Let's win, and let's abdicate on the first day and release our film. Like, no. Or win with the film. That's probably the only way to win, is with a film. It's a tiny little city. You're not even afraid of the record. You're off weed. It's awesome. I'll be high as fuck. You can be the straight guy. Imagine that. You're just sitting there like, Alex, we talked about this. Like, you find ideas, and I'm going to fucking convince these people.
So I dig it.
But
my thought is to just, like, in terms of my own life and in terms of the success of that in the future is, in Buffalo, sometimes you got to get the door first.
well, then do it.
That's what I mean.
You do
spend
it.
a couple of years working and seeing how it works, understanding how to push and pull people and manipulate them.
That is the smarter,
You got to build.
risk less way, but you don't have to. The city of if Obama won, if Trump won on a national level, we're talking about a guy that's half black and he won in America, which is crazy. If a straight African American never would have won. It was never happening. There's too many people who only accepted him because he was like half cream and half coffee or whatever weird fucking euphemisms you have for race. Like, he won because, I mean, he's a great guy. I love him. I mean, yeah, he's in kind of a very rich circle right now and like wants to hang out with fucking cool, wealthy people who can, but I still think he's a brilliant guy. And I would love to fucking debate him. Like Frost Nixon. I wonder if I just restricted myself to like 99 really intelligent questions about this venture, America, and said I'm going to make this popular, and I want Obama to watch this, and then I want to ask him these fucking questions. Like I think he can be still open. Like, I think you need to be super bright to do it. I think you need to be super human and super truthful, and he needs to like realize some things about you that these people who work for 40 grand a year aren't really open to. People look down on us, even us. They look down on us, and below them, like, at least you're younger, and who knows where you go. But like, if you look down at me, there's nothing, like nothing. Not because people don't rise, like they don't have the opportunity or the true freedom or the material freedom necessary to be objective. I mean, I'm yelling and. That's not 100%, but basically, all of Google's data is data of an enslaved civilization copying each other and copying Google. Like, it's not worth much to the future. Yeah, we got to understand the disaster that happened in the past, but it actually takes the positive design of societies that enlighten. Like, lightweight societies that take care of the shit that's important and are efficient. And we can do that.
Once we get rid of all that bad, it's
Fuck it. Probably everyone needs to have a vision, I think, but they don't. Mine is DemoCrazy with a Z. Like, it's an actual manifestation of a democratic system chosen by the people of the world to protect them from certain basic anti-rights. Like being attacked. And yes, like the lack of the application of sufficient genius and laboratories to the fight of diseases, against diseases. And to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars a year making sure that anyone who's brilliant and will like invent or do research like is given the ability to do that. Like, just given it. Like, listen, you get room and board and access to fantastic laboratories. You know? And there's a line to get in too. Like don't front. Like, nobody gives a fuck that these brilliant scientists live in tents made of solar panels. Nobody cares. They like, if you build a brilliant village, like, visionary individuals will most likely actually come to you.
So what happens when nobody dies anymore?
Well, there's all the planets. Fine, then we have all that labor. I mean,
What's the point? What's
life.
Struggle. I can't.
To defeat.
My mind around.
No, neither can. Nobody can. You can't.
Like,
Your mind is inside of it.
There's no war. There's no death. There's no.
Well, that's not a big. There'll still be death, systematic, like if you get rid of systematic violence by inventing a defensive weapon system, like you don't eliminate death. You eliminate death by war, and like people invading a city.
With genetics, like nanogenetics, in 100 years, you know, have people living to 200 plus.
I heard that some company had developed a genotic, like a gene tick, like a custom designed biotic with an absolutely deadly disease, and they already have the vaccine, and that didn't happen.
To what, get everybody out?
No, to sell us the fucking vaccines for the fucking ticks that they invented. Like nobody's ever developed a fucking unhealthy weapon.
That'll thin us out, and then people can afford it, they'll get bit by it.
I love the Holy Grail, right? I love Python, some of the Python stuff that's about real society, but it really is time for Macro Anaconda, like for an American or international version of a comedy troupe that's not separated by any border. You know, kind of like Reddit, but like comedit.
Have you ever heard of
Comradit.
you ever heard of $1 Million Extreme?
$1 Million Extreme?
Yeah, it's like a comedy group. It's like 3 dudes. They had a show on Adult Swim last year, and it got pulled off the air.
A lot of good shows get pulled off the air. I mean,
Sponsors, because it was a little risque. It was a little like red pill.
wait, not
You
no,
know that term?
no, red pill.
Red pill. You know, it's like from the Matrix, like red pill, blue pill.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
It's
which
like
one was
what
which.
The world really is, you know?
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like, I don't know. It's sort of like it's like sort of a Reddit 4chan thing where it's like these sort of like.
Do you become well adjusted, or do you well adjust it?
Yeah.
Reasonable or
Are
unreasonable?
you willing to just accept things as they are?
Slave or masturbator?
So, but you should check some of their stuff out. It's pretty, it's a little, you know, reactionary, I would say.
I'm a reaction Aries. What's your sign? You can't be a part of my studio unless you're an Aries.
That is.
Fuck you then. So we're
It's a
gonna.
magical birthday, though.
What's that?
September 22nd.
Yeah.
It's equinox. Sometimes summer, sometimes fall. There's only like 4 birthdays like it.
You got some like a little bit of power in your birthday story. I was born on my father's birthday by force because the doctor needed to take a vacation in Jamaica.
What's your birthday?
That's just a rap play. That's a pretty good. Like if we string together the little ones,
Is
you
that
know.
true or not?
Yeah. I don't know about Jamaica. I needed to make it rhyme.
What's your birthday?
April 3rd, 1973. I was conceived on the 4th of July, 1972. Conceived on the. That's a great. Like, I want to build a studio, like an open citizen source democratic studio for insane entertainment of any length. Like, if you're one of us, like if you don't try to go to Hollywood, if you just want to create a great story, and like share it with the rabid fans in the beginning and shape it into something really fucking tight, or 90-headed, or literally choose your own adventures, because unless Apple gets to $1 trillion, the first $1 trillion business I think is going to be a choose your own adventure, like where every single person who does business with it is an owner, and they make their own ads as they go through the choose your own adventure. They literally like specifically advertise to all their friends just by creating like phenomenal content, and that's it. Like democracy happens in the background. That's not what we advertise.
I like that. Actually, that's sort of fucking cool.
We advertise assault flats. Assault flats are fake salt flats for virtual reality, where you basically put on a stormtrooper suit and you're in suit and you're in virtual reality, because that's actually the second most popular way that people interact athletically in another world. Like one is to hang from a cable and walk on a ball that changes your gravity depending on how much you're suspended. The other one is running in a suit holding maybe a pneumatic cannon or a Shakespeare and not hitting other people unless you intend to, because the computer's mapping you very accurately. You know, it may be 100 by 200 or 300 by 600, but an assault flat is just like, you know, a flat place. So assault flat is the name of our virtual reality salt flat, where you go and you fight with motherfuckers in a battlefield that makes paintball look antiquated.
And you're fighting over actual food.
Fine, dude.
That's
That
what
would
I foresee.
like.
But I don't see it as like that active. I see it as like Minecraft basically fights with like Chinese people, and then you get like drone deliveries of food to the hunters, but
Dude,
it's all happening.
Drones can be so cool. Like in just like when you imagine them.
I gotta make a phone. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, come back. We're not done. This is our once a month. Like good work. No, I'm on. Oh well, now I am. That's very nice.
Thank you. I'll say what's up to all the people out there, all the fans.
There are none yet, but
Say hi to all the people.
none yet. It's none your business. So I was riding my bike and I was realizing that as you turn, you can be my little brother. You should just you could easily be my little brother. My little brother looks probably just as much like me as you do. Like there's probably people would probably be like, I don't know, either one of them. I don't fucking
You got
know.
this joke with Color right now where our buddy Brendan is like his son. He's like probably 8 years younger than Eric. But they both still got like a salt and pepper going, like shorter than Eric.
Right.
It could be like a very devious pickup scheme, I feel like. See it? Two chicks like, I'm like 38, this is my 20.
People like coincidences and like connections and
They like, yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
They like
You guys are family. Is Kohler hanging out with that gorgeous woman? This fucking Indian girl.
yeah,
Or she's fucking beautiful. I love him. I love him. Love him!
you get
I fucking take him.
the contrast between the skin and if they have like white western teeth, like that's gonna trick the brain already, I think. It's a good look, but I feel like she's an attractive chick.
I would. No, I'm not. This isn't saying much, but I can't just fuck. I would just absolutely make love with her. Like I could probably get a disease if she had something. Like because I don't do it much, but because of that, I feel like if I want to, it's fine, and I won't use protection either, unless assuming that they're actually on birth control, because I don't really verify that, and it's all fucking nuts. It's all nuts, meaning testicles, it's everything. The box is pussy, and everything's nuts.
I just verified.
That's a nice.
I saw the doctor's script. 5 years.
That's nice. I'm a little jealous. I got to make this happen in reality. Talking to
No sure thing.
I usually like young, dark, like crazy women. But I'm talking to this woman now. She's 47 years old. She's fucking hot though. And if you just want if you just have a physical thing, and you really want to have the greatest possible intensity, it's not the worst way to go. No, Evan, you guys are both interesting characters. He's an agent for the
Kind of fucking.
Just say agent. We won't tell him what kind. Because if I say agent, you'd be like,
TV
what
show
kind of
host
agent?
is this? Throw your cigarette butts, you son of a bitch.
I don't.
A one chair. It's like going on Jay Leno and he's only got one chair.
I don't even know what I am.
Guys just stand behind me.
Gotta
They stand around. Here.
I think that having my extra chair here makes less people talk to me.
Thank you.
It looks desperate.
Yeah, no, you're right. But you know what they say in real estate? If you create the space, it will fill itself.
Yeah. Even those Chinese cities that they built that were filled with ghosts, they're now filling with living individuals. We will all be there. Even listen, if I get hit by an asteroid tomorrow, spend 5 minutes a month randomly clicking through my YouTube, and if you ever hear an idea that you want, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it.
They're contemplating smoking this.
No. Why would you do that? You're dressed up nicely. You're healthy. This kid gets amazing. Pussy. Women, but they're beautiful. His average is way beyond mine, and my average is high. Your average, I've only seen you with 2 women, and they're both fucking stunning. You must be a good-looking guy, because your personality is pretty good.
What 2 did you see?
But it's not that, you're not that hot. It's just not, it just can't be.
They were both the most boring, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I like to hear that. I've
Yeah.
always had a thing for Maria, though, ever since Mark
She
Anthony
sucks.
started violating her privacy by putting pictures of her all over
Yeah,
the fucking
she
internet.
sucks.
Maria Esquilin, I'm just saying, maybe she's she's probably too hot. She's probably got so much smoke blowing up her ass that she's been cured.
I didn't think she was that hot.
She's so hot. What? Maybe her body isn't perfect. Her face
No.
is so pretty.
Yeah, it was better.
So pretty. I think she's prettier than Tia, almost, maybe. Without the bias. No? She's is she with a guy with kids? Did she marry a guy with kids?
I don't know.
I thought I saw her walking into some place with this bald dude who I think she married with kids.
Yeah, maybe the kids were not theirs. Maybe they
Oh, they're
rented
just
them.
good Samaritans?
They rented some kids for the day to see how it would go.
Evan, you're fired. You didn't smile like good Samaritan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm terrible. I'm killing myself in Bidwell. This is ridiculous. You can't just smoke 20 cigarettes a day and not fucking die trying.
Nah, I'm about to put this out.
Give me. Don't. What are you doing, man? You gotta stay. You guys gotta stay alive. I'm gonna die. I got like a decade left,
What
probably.
did I just do?
Should I? What name? Okay, we're doing pot or not. Is the idea a real idea or a pot-induced pipe dream? Oh fuck! I forgot him. Wow, that just vanished. Like that was way too long of a tangent explaining it. Oh. I can't stand the online dating system, and I think I can do much better. I mean, it takes more people and less algorithms, but still, I think we can do it. So metadating. What was the other one? Metadating or
Metadating? What the fuck is that?
like meditating.
Meditate?
Meta dating. We're using the underlying information. Like we're making a claim that we understand the metadata. That's why we do metadating. Or soulmating. I think they're actually two different companies. One, you're looking for your soulmate, which is ridiculous. Because your soulmate, actually it's not online because your soulmate is randomly distributed geographically, right? Like they're not going to be in Toronto because you live in Toronto. Like God didn't blow up in the Big Bang and make your soulmate live right next door. It doesn't happen 99.999% of the time.
Why not?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you have
I don't
made
understand
similar
why these
decisions
things
in
happen.
life?
I just know everything that happened. I don't know why.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
What are you doing? I'm glad that's not on camera. That looks terrible.
you would have made similar decisions that would have taken you to a path that would have taken you, you know what I mean? If there is a soulmate.
What if 99.9%?
You shouldn't even have to look for your soulmate, right?
99.9% of
That makes
people
no
never
sense.
even meet their soulmate.
The fuck
99.
is that your soulmate for? It doesn't make any sense. If you're what do they say? Like not arranged, just what do I want to say?
Let us know.
I don't know.
Let it snow. 99.999% of people will never make the acquaintance of their soulmate, just like 99.9% of creatures die as infants in the teeth of other species. Aren't you guys going to help me write Dr. Jesus? We could be so, like, vaguely famous. And it's just so good for meeting women. It's so good for meeting women. That's the only reason I'm totally cool with it. Don't you want to meet even more women? If you want to meet your soulmate, you have to become famous in an enslaved civilization like this. You have to become famous so they can all see you, and one of them can send you something that obviously defines her as your soulmate.
The cigarette was disgusting.
They're fucking gross. But I can't do this out here with you people unless I'm fucking also simultaneously slowly murdering myself.
No, I don't think so.
I can't do it. This is like, I got a lot of problems with you people. That's like, that's Festivus. That's like the venting of the grievances in Festivus from Seinfeld. I don't mean that seriously. I do like the word y'all.
I don't know Festivus.
Y'all. You don't know, you never watched Seinfeld? It's a pretty funny show. I mean, it's just regular ass shit. It's just looking at silly things.
You don't have a piece of gum on you, actually.
I might. Where would it be? I did buy a pack at BJ's. I think I've lost more steaks than I've actually consumed. It's like one of those things you open it and then the pieces will just fall out. I want to make gum that's exactly the same shape and size and weight as like $100 bill. Like a stack of money with like 100 hundreds in it, and you just crumple it up and it'll come in a stack of money. Just a fucking a wad. And it says, I'm chewing a wad of gum. You're not supposed to eat it, Evan. You're supposed to chew it. It's gum, it's not food. Oh, you know what? I haven't been doing this, so here. You have one or no? I only made like 8. And I still have a bunch left. It's fucking crazy. Like, why would I not have given these away and made version 2? Drink them all, but that's great. Dude, that's the ultimate development. Dude, if I could sell like a Magic the Gathering card with like impregnated with magic mushrooms and each card could be licked once, that would be good. Really? Chemtrails, chem spinners. Why am I sending this to you? You fucking, are you high? What? I love it when other people say things like that, then I realize it's not just me. Can't be 100% sensible to all of the people all the time.
Look, I just received an email the old-fashioned way.
Dude, I have like 40 signatures. Did you guys ever sign this, even though it's not going to be valid because it was for the last election? Trump is the one who won the election that I didn't run for.
That's, I heard.
I don't even know.
That's how it was told to me.
Really?
Alex didn't run.
Oh, you wouldn't like to see me versus, like, no matter how ridiculous I am, I think Trump would be the perfect person for me to, like, figuratively beat to death. Can't we at least get somebody interesting in the debates, no? Like, somebody really interesting.
Jim Webb is interesting.
I mean, like me. Someone's gonna, like, go off at the like and have to be stopped, and the audience is just like, "Oh, you're awesome." He's the opposite. You couldn't start him. I mean, somebody hyper as fuck who literally in a live debate, like, says,
Mark
like,
O'Malley was sort of a fucking, like, dreamer. Ranter.
we should. The debate should be never, like, non-ending, right? You stand at the podium until you fall. I mean, I think you wouldn't use
Oh,
what?
that sounds like hell.
No, it's me, not you. I'll take it.
What am I gonna do with this?
Just fucking give me it.
What do I do with them?
You do
After
nothing
I'm done
now.
reading.
You do nothing now.
What am I supposed to do? I don't get
Oh,
it.
because they're not signed and fingerprinted. They don't mean anything to you.
Right.
Fuck off, Mello. His name is what? Melodrama. It's Melodrama, and I'm Hyperbole. Hyperbole. If we had to do a show, it would be Hyperbole and Melodrama.
I like that.
But we're not gonna, because you just gave me these cards back, which means you have like less than 10% respect for me, which is awesome. It's fine.
I just don't know what to do with them. And they're gonna sit on a pile like with
You
the
have-
rest of my piled up shit.
You have a real job in suits. I don't expect.
Yeah,
You're,
this
you're
is all
fine.
Yeah.
That'd be funny as shit. Like it is. Your mom sold a restaurant. It happened to be worth a ton of money, and like you don't even sell shit.
I mean, sometimes I don't.
Just advertise shit for actual real estates and like agents and get a cut.
I just finished that master's program at UD, real estate development masters.
Really?
Yeah, school architecture.
What? So what's your teacher?
So we had a bunch, case studies. There was
Working
synopsis
Arizona?
class.
What did Tanaka teach?
He taught like real estate entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So he sort of went over like old Sam Patel cases, like he sort of like gave us like his little working experience. Like
Yeah.
they were down to one course. Good program though. So bouncing around the job market now, doing some stuff.
Really? What do you want to do?
I'll be back in sure. Let's see myself working for these guys. I don't know if I'm going to be 9 to 5 office.
Are we saying practically? He wants to do great shit and have an amazing job, like fucking changing Buffalo and the world.
Yeah.
Jesus, like.
I'm talking with people at City Hall a little bit. On the public side.
Yeah. They suck though. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some awesome idea about what to do.
That's what we were talking about.
And they're not gonna want to do it.
You have well.
They're gonna be like, well, how many votes can I get?
Are you telling me there's no way we could share some of those good ideas with the people of the city? They're too
Yes,
like.
absolutely.
There is a
I've got
way.
business plan for it right here. Like to be the city that you wanted. You just.
Was this
organize-
your business plan? This is your version of the future of Buffalo, which is fine. Most people don't have one, which
Not
is a
just
problem.
Buffalo, but all Rust Belt cities.
Now, if your business plan and my business plan had a debate on stage, it would be really cool. And like
It would
both
be,
of them,
yeah.
both of them would be informed by each other. The more people that come up with a plan, like a real legit. I mean, yours is practical, right? It's not completely
Pretty practical.
idealistic.
It's kind of idealistic, but it's practical. It's what's not fucking. What's idealistic is what they're actually doing now, which is shit.
So what's like the section of
Okay, so right now what you have is you have people that want to you have tax credits. Okay, historical tax credits, which are important because we have this historical identity, this architectural identity that defines of who we are, right? And that's what makes the city. You don't go to San Francisco because you're like, I heard they got some good factories down there. Let's go down there and take a look at it. I heard they got some great jobs in New York. Let's go to Wall Street and watch people work. Nobody goes to a city for that. You go to a city to
Buildings,
the
people, or
arts,
weed.
the whatever it is, the fucking architecture, the bridges, the parks. Yeah, you go to see these great things that are maybe they're functional, like the Golden Gate Bridge is functional, but it's this awesome epic thing, right? That you go to experience, and that's why it's important for a city to maintain their architectural identity. Right?
And what about sorry, go ahead. Growing it. Go ahead. Growing it.
Yeah, so here what we have is we have like an art gallery of art. Every major architect that was somebody, back in those days had a piece here. But it's also a super well designed city. It's one of the best planned cities, they say, right? We have this radial street plan, and we have these homestead parks, and everything was connected. All of these parks are connected. You have 7 homestead parks. You have the big ones. You have Delaware Park. You have MLK Park, which was something else that was named MLK. You have Front Park.
Bidwell.
Yeah, it was Homestead.
Don't forget. Don't front on the parkways. Do not front on the parkways.
Yeah,
There's a great festival coming to this one.
Actually, these are all connected, but we're not connected. We're completely actually segregated. So that's where our big issue is. You can't have a city. I just got two good fucking roads. The Outwood Village, Allentown, and North Buffalo. I don't give a fuck what you do to these neighborhoods. I don't give a fuck what you do. You can do all the most awesome shit here in these neighborhoods, but you still are going to have a big fucking problem. The big problem was that everybody moved to the suburbs, and that created this to be a ghetto. So the ghetto, they're like containment zones. In the 90s, they did containment zones. They're like, we can't control these drugs, so let's just put it all over here. Maybe it'll just stay over there. And instead of staying over there, that grew more powerful and ended up taking over our whole political system. Our current whole political system is completely run by police force and crime. Because we don't have policy here. We just have...
No, it's one of the huge things. It's not the only thing. It's a huge influence.
We don't have this. We have... Right? So it's about how do we stop the big fucking... How do we stop gargoyles from literally falling from the sky off of fucking buildings? And then... and then how do we stop fucking...
Gargoyles. I want gargoyles. I'm just saying. They're much more friendly. The kids look at them like, oh, that's a gorgeous statue, not a demon.
Yeah.
Fucking German pieces of shit.
And then, so you have this big...
This is what I want to do in the show, is just yell out shit.
And what ends
have
up
you guys ignore me.
happening is everything's based on
Laugh
crime,
sometimes.
and everything's based on getting money out of the Fed and out of the state through the politicians and handing it over to developers. And the developers are controlling areas of real estate. That's not their fucking job. And they're controlling areas of real estate that are actually taken over by criminals. So you have criminals and developers fighting over real estate. So all we have is a mafia war, and that's all this is. So nobody's, like I said, nobody's going, But the guys who designed the city, they were like, you know what I mean? So all we have to do is reopen that up. And that's actually not hard. The design is here. But the reason why what happens is you have politicians have 2-year terms and 4-year terms. So in order for them to have a political career, they have to say, look what I did. I had $20 million from the state and I gave it to Simonelli and then he built this. This is going to be awesome. Here's why.
You don't have to. That's just what the people vote for right now. Go on.
So now he created this. Now they can say, vote for me again. But you didn't create any long-term plan. You didn't create. So the real way to do it is the Roman way was how did they do it? Okay, so they went into an area, and let's say the area had curvy, crazy streets, and they're like, fuck these people, we're going to take this over. They fucked their streets, we're going to draw straight lines, we're going to draw a grid, it's going to be 8 blocks wide, we're going to weaponize the corners, we're going to militarize everything, we're going to move our troops in there, and our shit in there, and we're going to fuck these people up. And then when we move out, the bakers, the church, the retailers, they're all going to move in. Our bankers, our churches, everyone. And they created a city grid. So if you are a Roman soldier in China and you got moved over to fucking Germany, you had the same apartment and lived on the same street that you did in China, right? They contoured around natural shit. And so what we have in America, we have the same grid system and the same thing is happening. So, you don't just do these key neighborhoods. Like this is a neighborhood. The East Side isn't a neighborhood.
The East Side is a city. It should be called East
right.
City.
That's
my
8 neighborhoods in the East Side. You have Fillmore and you have Fillmore and Bailey.
East
you have
City.
Fillmore. You have you got Lovejoy. You got all
that should be a great place. What a great
all
name.
These different districts. So those people within those you take each major intersection and you draw 8 blocks or 10 blocks around it, right? Because the Chinese use 10 blocks. Or
Put his
9.
ass on camera.
The Romans use 8. Everybody's stuck around 8 to 10, right? And that's the areas that you develop. And Schroeder has this, and all these politicians have this, but politicians aren't going to do it, and developers aren't going to do it, because try going in those fucking neighborhoods and telling those people you're going to do them a favor, and see what the fuck happens. And it's not our job, or anybody's job outside of that grid, to organize that.
The
It's
block?
your
How
job
big is the grid? How big?
8 by 10 blocks.
8 by 10 blocks? Even a block alone. I say we start the fucking block party now. You could win mayor, he could win mayor,
But the idea
I could win
isn't
mayor.
to
Who
organize
wants to be mayor?
them. It's to teach them how to organize themselves.
Back up a little, please.
You know what I mean? Then once you have, what'd you say?
Back up a little.
How's that?
Thank you.
Then once you have,
This is a mystery weirdo theater right here. Your guys' head shouldn't even be visible. It should just be me listening to two voices. That'd be a funny show. Like my guests, their heads aren't even shown. It's just like, I'm good. Just be like,
once you have,
a platform.
oh hey, what's the culture over here? So we have architectural identity, then we have cultural identity, and
We need Venn diagrams to figure.
everybody should have a church that's repurposed. If it's not going to be functional as a church, you should take your corners and you should create like the Medici family did, and they said, here's a piazza to create circulation.
We're at Medici.
Instead, we have the opposite in those neighborhoods. Instead of here's the church and here's the piazza and here's the art gallery and here's this and here's that, and then we create, this triangulation or this circulation, right, of people, and that creates commerce and that creates relationships and that creates this economy, which is actually an ecosystem. Instead of doing that, we did the opposite in the ghetto. This is what we did. Let's fuck these people. They're stupid. They suck. Fuck them. Let's keep them over here. How do we do it? Well, we'll put a methadone clinic over here. Then we'll put a halfway house over here. Then we'll take all the subsidized housing. And we'll put it all the fuck over here. And then we'll go in there and we'll be like, we're gonna help you out. This is not enough subsidized housing. Let's get you more money. And then we go to the state and the Fed, the politicians do, and they say, give us more money. And then they say, oh, what do you need? Well, we got to do this, we got to do that. Okay, well, who are we getting the money for? We're going to get it for this church so they can do this. Then we give it to the fucking preachers and the ministers and the cocksuckers, and they pip it. And then the only real money or commerce that doesn't make it to the people, they don't have any money. So the only real economy they have is drugs and crime.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That funnels back into the
Sounds dark.
system of control that you're talking about.
And that funnels into the system of control, and the cops love it because police officers, the only way for them to have consistent budgets, because it's all based on deficit. So I gotta have a need for $1 million in order for me to get $1 million. And if today we cut the crime down, and tomorrow we don't have $1 million, I don't have enough guns and vests because we didn't do enough raids and killings, then the crime jacks up, and we have this kind of roller coaster, right? So if we make less crime today, tomorrow we get less funding. That means we have more crime, and it creates this inconsistency in being able to pay everybody, right? So there's that.
How's your rig going? Good.
Hi.
So Alex, my brother.
Hi, Angela. Nice to meet you.
I've never let anybody talk that long.
9 minutes.
No. It's fine. It's good. It's a good thing for me to be able to actually like
That's easy.
collect some conversational karma back. I talk a lot.
You guys know Roma?
Yeah, like 5 hours ago.
So
Okay.
you have a plan of some kind.
I'll stop back over. Nice chat with you, man.
All right, nice talking to you.
Talk to you, man.
Okay. Bye, nice meeting you. Yeah.
Now, I mean, how far do you want to go? Like how much of an influence do you want to have? How much do you think you can do, like with the people of the city in reality?
I think I could have a lot.
Like bigly.
Yeah.
You could do bigly. You could do bigly.
Yeah.
All right, bigly.
As far as influence,
Bigly.
doesn't mean I'm going to be a millionaire just off of the city. I don't think that's
No, I just say be open to democracy.
of course.
Be open to and I
That's
mean
the
my
whole point.
company, and be open to cooperation, and be open to nonprofits,
For sure.
and be open to
Yeah.
Renaissance. Like,
Renaissance.
Not
What's
the
that?
bullshit like Renaissance. I don't know. It's Florence. It's when a bunch of minds or humans or artists like coalesce together and start to influence each other to produce ever better shit. Like to get to a kind of geometric progression
and creative development. That's what I mean. That's part of it. Vast creativity, like vastly accelerated creativity from larger numbers of artists. Now today, you can not just plug in the Michelangelos and the Da Vinci's and shit. You can plug in millions of creatively brilliant people around the world. There's going to be a definitive platform where that happens. Like, there'll be more than one, but there will be one where mad fucking genius assembles and owns and runs democratically. There's too many brilliant open source fans in the world for that not to happen. Maybe there'll be two of them and they'll be of equal size, you know, maybe half of them will be iOS fanboys and half of them will be Android fanboys, you know, we could make it funny like that, just split it right down the middle. Be like never show the two meet, you know? This isn't for desktops. You use this on your phone. It's one of the things that competes for your attention, and it's real. Like, you know that when you're touching shit, you are touching shit. You are touching reality. You are changing the number of votes for something that could change the world.
You just gave me so many ideas.
That's why when you're on my show, I give you a helmet. So if I'm talking and you're inspired, you just pull the helmet down and isolate yourself, and then you spit out your own ideas. And then when you're ready, you press resume.
What are they after you?
Sometimes it takes some people 3 to 9 hours to listen to an hour of me if they're writing down notes. They're pausing me to write down notes of ideas that they have. I'm not set up for that though, so people are just like, okay, I gotta go because I just had a bunch of ideas and you're still talking.
That's really thanks. Bye.
What's that fucking real estate pullback hand pussy shit?
I don't want to get my hand hurt.
I don't know, she was like very cute. Yeah, you like that?
I'm down.
Count your blessings, Carmelo. Yo, is there something going on in the park tonight? Oh, I don't know. I'm here every day. I'm like, there's so many people that this can't be random.
7 p.m. Everybody's gonna come and read.
Is it okay if we're writing or reading our own words?
Sure, yeah.
Nice. Wow, you guys are very open source, and that's cool.
Right, exactly.
This is where freedom of speech gets incredibly well tested.
Did you invite all these people here?
No, but I stand by what I just said. No, of course not. People don't come near me unless it's prearranged and they don't know I'm gonna fucking be here. This is the reading invasion. But, like, seriously, all I can think about is freedom of speech. I can't talk right now. I'm trying to write with my eyes closed, stone. Fucking, no one looks at me. Like, I look around like they're all either reading or pretending to read.
This is some sort of scheduled thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I wonder how I didn't hear about
You're
it.
here like half an hour ago for the people here. This is so strange.
You seem like the opposite of me. I mean, I have good qualities, but I mean, like, you look like healthy and young and vibrant.
Thank you.
You also seem like you're listening, so I guess you have that in common.
Old and crusty and used.
Crumbly is what Abraham calls me. I'm not that used. I'm mostly old.
Not
I'm like a
used,
car that's
good.
sat in the garage a lot.
Okay.
In the future, they'll be called garages, because garage doesn't even mean anything to us anymore because it comes from the French. And I'm not saying anything against Macron.
I will.
What?
Alright, well.
This is like a flash mob or something.
Yeah.
Like, how did
Oh, not that kind of flash mob.
You
I bet if I did that, it would be less of a flash mob.
crumbly bubbly.
Wow, I'm gonna have to think of the counter to that.